Alright. Now it's been a while, so I think we're gonna need a little bit of a refresher. I believe we ended as you were all traveling from Stonefell up towards Honeymead. As a refresher of why Honeymead, you were requested by Geoffrey to go on a little errand and scout out, northwest of the Citadel, specifically Honeymead, but, that general area. As there has been an enemy of the Elorian Citadel rumored to be active again. As a side note, you were told that you're welcome to go and have a good time. It was not meant to be rushed. And you all got on a cart in Stonefell and began traveling to Honeymead along with your new companion, the very feral Milo.
Hello.
And I believe we finished off just as you were all approaching the city. As you approach, you would see that this city is much smaller than the Elorian Citadel, and while it may be the same size as Beachcrest, it does look more heavily fortified and industrialized. As you're approaching the edge, you would see that there is a rather large wall surrounding the place, and quite a few guards on duty. A lot of them appear to be somewhat on edge, but they make no move to stop your cart, as if you would not be what they are concerned about. When you do approach the city, the gates would open and allow you inside, and you would see that the innards of this city are rather industrial. You see multiple large factories with smoke exiting the smokestacks. You see quite a few residential regions, as well as a town square with several major buildings. But you do notice that most of the city is not residential and does not appear to be designed as if, like in the Elorian Citadel, they were going to be partying every day. It looks a lot more somber than the Citadel. When you enter the town, most people seem to be walking around and talking calmly along their daily commutes, it seems. And you would notice that there are a handful of interesting locations. There is a rather large general store towards the outskirts of town. It looks like it was clearly designed for newcomers to come and get supplies along travel. You would notice that a very, very large tavern is near the town square. It rivals any tavern you would have seen in the Elorian Citadel. There is also a town hall along with two rather large mansions along the way. And a single, what appears to be a tower. You're not sure exactly what it's meant for, but the entire theme looks like the stones were carved out to look like honeycomb.
You think that's where they keep the bees?
I bet they have dragons they ride.
Or dragon-sized beads. Bees. Fuck.
I'd like to buy a few of your dragon-sized beads.
I would like 3 bee-sized dragons.
I would also
Darby dragons.
sized dragons.
Would you rather fight 3 bee-sized dragons or dragon-sized bees?
I wonder.
Do the bee-sized dragons still make honey? Is that their breath weapon? That's kind of a bee's breath weapon, to be fair.
Why were we coming to this town again?
To find the bees, of course.
Right.
Geoffrey requested that Matteo at least take his band of merry men and go investigate the region. It was recommended that you guys have some fun with the carnival and the festivals and all that, but the main goal of the mission that you were sent on is just to, get a lay of the land and see if there's any enemies of the Elorian Citadel, making any moves. I'm sorry, I also should have specified. I don't know if this was clear on the map to everyone, but I will remind you. Northwest of Honeymead, all of those trees, that's going towards the Old Wood, Druid territory.
Yeah.
Specifically Bramble's territory.
Ah. Get the torches, boys.
They currently don't have a weather mage. You know what that means?
No rain for them.
Whoa.
Taverns, towers, general shops, large mansions, guards on edge, and people going about their commutes.
How common are factory cities like this in the Empire?
The Empire, this would be... if you were in the Empire, you wouldn't even consider this a factory. This is nothing.
Great.
If this was in the Empire, this would be like a small batch company.
Are there any sort of hunting stores?
It appears like most of their supplies are all kind of under the general store.
I guess that's where we should go then. He probably talks to a lot of the people. Right?
Makes sense to me.
Do we know who we're looking out for?
I think it's just vibes.
All right.
Sir.
So you're
Or
going to
vibe checking the
general store then.
population.
You're vibe checking the population. Well, all right. You head over to the general store, and you would see a middle-aged, what you believe to be a half-elf, standing behind the counter with a large, stupid-looking grin on his face. He's just having the best day.
Retail. I guess Milo will approach the happy half elf.
You approach, and he would give you a wave and say, "Hi there, I'm Rorik. How can I help you?"
Greetings, Rorik. My name's Milo Thraz. I was wondering if you had any tents in stock.
Tents? Oh, I got tons of them, actually. We just got a shipment in. Let me help you out. And he would hop over the counter and start taking you over to one side. And you'd see that they had shelves of tents, tons of them. A weirdly large amount of tents for the size of the shop.
Okay. Milo is going to try to smoothly and slickly gather intelligence on the town. Like through the
Just
interaction.
having a chat with him while you're shopping around.
Yeah.
Do you have specific questions, or are you just wanting general?
I guess just general.
Okay.
This is the general store, after all.
This is, in fact, the general store. I assume by you putting it this way, you want to make a roll for it.
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to roll for that? Diplomacy would be standard, but I'd accept knowledge checks if you want something more specific.
Diplomacy.
All right, let's see a diplomacy check.
I rolled a 5, so a natural 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. In general, do your diplomacy checks as, your knowledge checks and stuff like that as blind.
Okay.
So at the bottom, there's the little thing that says public roll. If you click on that, you can go down to blind GM roll.
Like that?
Yes, because remember, certain information may not always be true.
Right.
So, all right, thank you very much. He chats with you for a bit, you don't get too much information, but he very quickly launches into mentioning that he's been really preparing for all you adventures, with the festival coming up.
Yes, we happen to be adventurers of a sort. Desperately look among the party for any kind of backup here.
To the rest of you, Milo, not charismatic at all. He's stumbling over his words here. It's not great.
I'm turning red.
Malandri,
Huh?
I didn't know you had a breath weapon.
come on.
My breath weapon is these hands.
What? Whoa, I missed something.
My breath
Were you
weapon.
listening?
Although I'm not much of an adventurer myself, I am more of a cook. These are the adventurers. You should talk to them. And then awkwardly shuffle behind the group.
Matteo will tip his hat. Say, I've never been called an adventurer before. I don't know if I like that.
I think we have.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean any offense by that. It's not a bad thing. Sorry, I didn't realize y'all were from the Citadel.
Oh, I'm from the Citadel.
Yeah.
These guys aren't. They're just friends.
Oh, I see. They're adventurers. You're from the Citadel.
Yeah.
I understand. Well,
I'm not even gonna correct him.
I assume you are here for the festival then.
Yes.
Assuming you don't mind telling us a little bit about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. I just kind of assumed you knew the solstice was coming up.
Oh, fuck, already? No
I
way
don't
it's
know
been
what
that
day
long.
it is.
It has. Just out of character. Want to give her some credit. Snowbell spent a few afternoons listening over
We-
everything that we've done.
We should have
and
prefaced the calendar.
building out an actual timeline. So it is in fact 5 days till the solstice.
We have
Thank
suddenly
you.
been temporally aligned. It makes you sick.
You are.
It's, it's nice to have an actual date applied, doesn't it? Our new calendar is just been
I
set
mean,
up.
to be fair, they
What's-
would know that technically today is the 13th of Dravard, which is Orsha's
Of
equivalent of
Dravard?
December.
Cold.
Do you
Oh, it's
have a
cold.
do you have a calendar resource
I
that we have access
do.
to?
But because I have to share it with Soul right now, and the guest view is kind of fucky, I can't share it with the full group right now. But I'm gonna
Perfection.
I'm
yeah.
gonna fix it
Murder.
later.
It's a new tool. It needs some time to be set up. We're just now starting to use it.
And also,
We'll get it
because
fixed.
it's still
Thank you.
because the weather's still set to Beachcrest, here's your forecast for the day. It's actually about the 60s.
Oh shit.
So,
Oh no.
Got it. We're in the southern hemisphere.
yeah. Basically.
Really?
Summers are
Alright.
hot.
Well, not southern
If we traveled more north, probably.
It randomizes forecast, so
I was about to make the joke that Matteo had his winter two-piece suit on.
It was a winter two-piece, otherwise known as a birthday suit.
but no,
Sorry.
I was thinking about it. I was like, we probably should have gone over that in the before times, but yes. Solstice soon.
The before time.
Electric Boogaloo.
That's how I talk about my parents' divorce.
Oh my god.
I still got it.
Jesus.
That fucking subtle, I still got it. That's gold.
Thank you.
Thank you, Milo.
Alright, you guys know what day it is now. Feel free to ask anytime during session.
I already forgot. Can I get a
The
refresher?
13th of December.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The solstice is on the 18th in 5 days.
Mateo's phrasing would not have changed. Mateo doesn't keep track of time very well.
Um,
I'm an
really
illusion
quickly,
of devilish
Matteo,
magic.
remind me what skills do you have? This is close enough to the Elorian Citadel that you might have some. What's your knowledge skills?
History, local, nobility, and planes.
Give me a
Yeah,
local
cool.
knowledge check, actually.
Local knowledge.
Yes. There's been a lot going on. You know, you may have not thought about the solstice, but it's possible you know quite a bit about it. Interesting. All right.
Big
Well, actually, the winter solstice obviously is celebrated in different places in different ways, but Honeymead actually throws a rather large festival every year. Most years you were too busy to actually make it over here, but the main idea is that the solstice out here very, very pretty. It's by the old woods, it's by the river, temperate climate. So a lot of people like to come here for the solstice to, you know, observe nature and that kind of thing, stargaze and camp out. So they typically have a really big festival in Honeymead that people will come and have fun at the festival and then go out to their campsites. It tends to have a lot of traders from the Elorian Citadel, from the Restoration now, and from other cities within the region. when they are in good political terms.
Okay.
It's
Um,
it's just a big party.
Big party. Okay.
Good time for a circus. No response? Great. Okay.
Sorry,
I agree with
like
you,
this movie.
Karter.
I was chewing ice. Fuck you.
I was waiting on
Don't chew a straw.
Terrific observation, Karter.
Go chew a straw like an adult. Fuck you. So
I've never seen an adult chew a straw.
I haven't either. So in that case, Matteo
Me too.
would go.
You go.
Matteo. Sorry, lads. I'm having a stroke.
Okay, you're good.
Rorik just looks at you and says, "What the fuck did you just do?"
I'm gonna need you to now talk for my NPC. Rorik looks at you and says, "What the fuck did you just do?"
Okay. Matteo, upon remembering this information conveniently, would say, "Well, I guess I picked a good time to bring the circus around then."
The circus. Oh, are you one of the entertainers this year?
I am now.
Oh.
He
Well, I
is.
heard there were some. I heard there were some people from the Elorian Citadel coming. Are you not with them?
No, that's actually quite alarming. I didn't. No, that's. You know what? Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, of course. I kind of figured you would, since same town.
Different spheres of influence and spheres of knowledge.
Well,
People
well,
keep to
for what
themselves
it's
about
worth, this place is very peaceful during the solstice. There's very rarely any fighting. Well, actually, multiple of the families of the Citadel do tend to send representatives most years. And we've never had an issue. I hope to not have an issue.
Why would there be an issue? That's in character.
The different families don't like each other that much.
That's a shame.
Sure is.
Well, if you're gonna be one of the entertainers, you might want to get yourself on the docket. Go post up some advertisements.
Yeah. Sounds like frankly, it was already a plan I had, but is there anyone I should talk to about officiating the whole thing? I don't want to catch any officials off guard.
Well, yes. You're welcome to go post your things with or without it, but it is generally courteous to inform the families. Have you been here before? Are you familiar with our town?
It's been a while.
Okay, well, there are two families in Honeymead that run everything. They run the two different companies. The Dewey family is the main one. They were our founders. They have one of the mansions up at the top of the hill, and then also there's the owners of the Roaring Bear company, who owns most of the factories around here, and they work together most of the time. It's symbiotic. But I would recommend at least having a meeting and informing them if you plan on setting up shop. Wouldn't want anyone to question your credentials.
Alrighty.
But as long as you give them notice and don't cause a problem, I can't imagine you having any problems.
No, didn't come here with any problems in mind.
Well, is there anything else I can help you gentlemen with?
When setting up a meeting, do we just walk up and knock on the door, or
Well, they have
talk to a
secretaries for
courier?
that.
No, I was looking for circus tents because I'm in the circus, and you don't seem to have any of those. Goodbye. Walk away.
We have a tent.
We have a tent.
It was a cover story. Come on, guys, think, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
None of
Hey.
us are named Mark.
I thought you just didn't like sleeping in the cart.
Cart sleeping is actually quite comfy, but
Mercy's not very warm.
Gives a fuck.
We know.
Oh, my bad. That came out.
Oh, my
Must be an
bad.
internal thought.
We have to.
Jesus.
We all have to sleep in the same cart. You're like a reverse radiator.
I like
Someone-
the idea of Mercy.
What
just
is a
taking the
radiator?
room temperature and dropping it like 10 degrees.
All right. So you're all going to make your way out. Where would you like to go first? There are 2 large houses, the mansions. The first one, it looks very natural. If a log cabin could be a mansion, that's what you're talking about.
could I stop
Um,
someone passing by on the street and point at the log camp mansion and say, "Hey, we're from out of town. Do you know who lives there?"
Oh, of course, that's the Dewey family.
The Dewey family?
The I'm sorry, the founder,
Ah, thank you so much.
our mayor.
Ah, thank you so much.
Easy
He would,
peasy.
he would awkwardly begin to walk away.
Milo
Yeah.
turns to the group and says, "If I have questions, I'm going to start asking you guys, and you'll have to ask the locals for me.
Okay,
I don't like being within these big stone walls. It just feels like we're trapped. Or livestock. I'm not sure."
If you
I'm
think these-
both.
If you think these walls are bad,
I do.
Jesus.
Do you know worse walls?
I come from them.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it either, but for different reasons.
Well, you're not trapped here, even if the walls remind you of home.
Not trapped at home either. Now you're stuck with us.
You are trapped with us, Chuckle Nuts.
Whoa.
I'm not
Oh, that's
trapped in
what
here
was
with
in character.
you.
I thought that was all
You're you're trapped with us, chuckle nuts.
All right.
El
The,
Bongo.
The other very large building appears to be made of stone. It looks more recent than the other, but still very old, more of a Gothic infrastructure. It is much more heavily guarded. You see many more guards walking.
Don't want to fuck with whoever that is.
Maybe we should figure that out.
Milo nods vigorously.
He gets it.
Voraciously, even.
Probably a good idea. He will, Mateo's just gonna look at the nearest person and be like, "Hey, we're new around here. What's that big old fortress over there?"
The second random guy walking around looks over, kind of surprised by the hey, and he says, "It's the Silent Roar family. You know, old Zeldic."
These people don't know what out of town means.
Did you grow up here?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't.
The silent they own the factories.
All of them? The concept? What do you mean?
Everyone here.
I'm
Why are we all
walking here.
shouting?
It's not nice to own people.
This whole party is so autistic.
He throws his hands up and begins walking away. Done with this
Mateo
conversation.
is quite literally a theater kid. What did you expect?
Mateo Chaos Blast that man.
I think we're all a
Hey,
different
look,
brand of
this is nuts.
autism in this party.
Matteo is the Chaos Emeralds that just registered.
Chaos Emeralds!
Well, it's a chaos shard and it does appear like an emerald, so I guess you have a
said
chaos
it
emerald.
looked like jade.
I said it was green crystal and black stone.
I remember hearing the phrase jade compared to it.
I don't remember which one. It's green crystal and black stone. It doesn't
guys are
matter.
Snowbell, figure that out right now. Go to the backlogs.
What am I figuring out?
Dive
Killer.
headfirst into the archives.
I was looking at a croissant.
Okay.
This is an arbitrary detail that I'm not particularly concerned about. If I'm
I
honest.
was looking at a croissant.
My friend drew a very pretty croissant. So
If
I
I
was
knew there
looking
were-
at it.
If I knew there were large-scale factories in this setting, I would have made an eco-terrace.
So why don't we go visit the Dewey family first? They look more approachable.
We're already gonna be rocking the boat. Can I at least get the whole circus set up first?
I mean, aren't we supposed to be going asking permission before we get the circus set up?
I feel
Oh right,
like
that is what we're
if-
doing.
Yeah.
if I may, if we're
That
doing
fucking
zoning,
asshole
should-
distracted us. That's what it was. The fucking guy walking down the street.
Yeah,
I
what
think
the
he
fuck
is.
is up with him? Sorry.
should we not go to the town hall instead of just walking up to the mayor's door?
Nah.
Well, yeah, where are the secretaries at that we would talk to, like, for this? Would they be,
Actually,
like, at
yeah,
the mansion?
where is the town
or-
hall? That's a much more intelligent thing to do.
Yeah, would we go to the...
there is a meeting hall on the town square.
Okay, so we go to the town hall and not, like, just to the mansion.
Yeah, we should probably do that. Yeah.
I mean, probably if we went to their mansion, they would have servants that greeted us and took us to like a
Well, they
thing,
might just
but-
tell us to go straight to the town hall.
That's true. All right.
They could also tell us to go fuck ourselves, but you know.
that too? I mean,
Which is
the
also
people at the one
likely.
place look like definitely gonna happen.
So town hall.
Yeah, town hall.
Town hall.
Please.
You head to the town hall. You'd see quite a few people are decorating and things like that. They're clearly getting ready for the festival, putting up like cutouts of stars and little sculptures and things. Some religious, some secular, some just doing to look pretty. You know, they're also getting a lot of candles set up, and you would see stockpiles of thick root are being set up.
Do I know what that
How
is?
uncomfortable.
You should know what that is. Thick root is how they you've
The
played this
lucent,
before.
the anti-lucent
Yeah.
stuff.
The anti-lucent roots are thick.
I couldn't remember their names.
Yes.
he
They are
told me
getting
to get-
stockpiles of them.
I'm not gonna make that joke. Sorry. Continue.
So they are setting up the stockpiles, getting bonfires ready, getting all the candles set up. They're clearly getting ready for the festival. But I would say, as far as administrators go, you wouldn't see it.
We wouldn't see any, like, even at the town hall?
No. Well, it's a meeting hall. It's not like a administrative building. It's literally like a place to have meetings,
Oh.
like with the town.
Oh, that.
God damn it.
Go back to the.
Go back.
I will knock on this guy's front door.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna. Okay, does anyone around here look like they're of some authority?
Yeah, I'd say there's probably like there are probably some people leading the decorators and kind of telling them, where to put
I
this.
will
and that.
I will approach one of these people and be like, excuse me, I have a question.
I would say it would be I'll say young to middle age, somewhere in the 20s to 30s area, young lady, and she would turn around and say, yes, how can I help you?
I am a traveling. Well, I and my group are a travel out. Matteo is far more eloquent than I am.
You're good. You're good. Take a breath. Try again. I'll omit the first one.
I am the head of a traveling band of entertainers, and we heard that there was a festival going on here, and we would like to set up shop around here. Who might we talk to about officiating, that sort of thing? I don't just want to show up and start setting up without any kind of
Oh,
rhyme or reason to it.
well, I mean, there might be some more formalities to it, but I can at least get you started on that. I'm sorry. I should introduce myself. My name is Krille.
Nice to meet you, Krille. I'm Matteo Malandri.
It's very nice to meet you. I will have to get you a meeting up at the house, but if you don't mind helping here for a few minutes, I'd be happy to do that.
Sure. And I'm gonna wave over the group. We're helping.
On it.
Easy.
She gives you guys some very simple tasks, getting candles out of boxes and putting them on the stands, hauling lumber, that kind of thing. And after a few minutes, she would put one of the other ladies in charge and say, "I'll be right back. Just give me a few minutes." She would run off towards the house. A few minutes later, you would see her returning with a much older man. He is probably in his 60s to 70s. He's walking with a cane. He would approach and he would say, "Hello there. I don't recognize you."
You shouldn't. We're new here. Just rolled in, 20 minutes ago?
Roughly.
We're a group of travelers. I myself run a circus of sorts, and, we heard this festival was going to be here and figured that is as good a time as any to set up shop for the weekend.
Well, we certainly appreciate entertainers. There won't be any kind of city funds expected, will there? Making sure.
No, we run our own business.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Well, my name is Edward Dewey. It's very nice to meet you. And he would hold out his hand.
I will shake the man's hand.
You'd say, I don't believe I've met you or your band before, right? This is your first time?
First time performing outside of Beachcrest, yeah.
Oh, right. And I do know that, well, I take by your accent and, well, everything else that you are from the Citadel, correct?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right. You do know that there are other Citadel entertainers coming, and we do have a, shall we say, diplomatic approach to your issues. I'd prefer any issues stay outside of the city.
I do not plan on bringing any of that shit here, I promise. Not
Well,
when
I
my
do
circus is
appreciate
around.
that. I also do not allow any illicit substances on the street.
Oh,
I try to curb that amongst my boys too, so won't have to worry about that from us.
All right. Well, as long as everything on your end is clean, we won't have an issue. If you do need me, you're welcome to talk to me or my daughter, and he would gesture towards Krelai. Though, if you are going to be staying for a length of time, I would recommend at least sending a letter over to the Silent Roar family. The last thing we want is them making a fuss.
I will be on that then. Wouldn't want to stir up trouble in this town of yours.
No.
Is a letter more preferable than just going and talking to them in person?
Well, I doubt you want to go meet the old man.
Deal.
They can
Why?
be a little, abrasive.
Funny word.
But, a letter should suffice. If you wish to go meet them, I'm sure they would meet you. Just, keep an air of professionalism, or they'll find some excuse to not give you a permit.
Ooh, professionalism isn't exactly my middle name, or anybody else's in the party.
Well,
Whoa.
My strong suit.
Okay, now.
No offense, but that is why I recommended the letter. Many entertainers and, frankly, most adventurers don't tend to have a corporate culture.
Yep, letter sounds good.
But if you end up needing provisions or things to sell, we do offer our wares. And obviously, we would just take a cut, pay our costs. But there are quite a few different products around that I'm sure you could get. If you'd like, I can get you some names of our suppliers.
I'll take a list.
He would.
Yeah, what products might be specific, like only to Honeymead, that you wouldn't find in other places?
Oh, well, quite simply, we chose the name Honeymead for a reason. We are the main producer of honey on the continent. We produce a great amount of it. We ship it out even to other mead makers. And then we actually produce many forms of mead here in town. The Silent Roar family does do most of the production, but my family does have our own as well. We create the more premium tinctures and things like that, whereas they make more of the mass-produced commercial variety.
If I may ask a question, Milo raises his hand.
Of course.
Is your house feuding with theirs?
Oh, no, not at all. We have a symbiotic relationship. They are our number one customer, so to
Is
speak.
this person human, Zeke?
Yes, they are.
I was just not understandingly quoted.
They handle a lot. They help defend the town. They help with a lot of our shipments and things like that. Quite frankly, they make our business a lot more effective, and we supply the lifeblood to theirs.
Would this man know like anything about like? I know I've been on this fucking quest of like figuring out the good berry situation for the stump or whatever. Would he know anything about like good berries or like the creation of like? You said
You're
he's
asking
human.
him. You're asking him. Do you know anything?
Sure.
Okay. He would think for a moment and say, "Well, I can't say I could help too much, but if you were to go to the hive, they might have some more information for you. They do occasionally go to the old woods, so they might have more information. Personally, I haven't left the city in years. I can't promise anything.
Is there anybody in like druidic of nature like around this town or like that works at the hive or?
Well, I mean, we have a certain level of relationship with the local druids. Obviously, being this close to the old woods, you don't want to step on any toes. But to be honest, we don't have anyone in town that practices. Once again, the hive would probably be able to help you better than I could, and he would gesture towards the large tower.
Thank you for all your help, sir.
Of course. If there's nothing else, I do have other meetings I need to attend to. I just wanted to come and meet the newcomers. If you do need anything else, feel free to talk to my daughter. She could probably help you out. And if you do ever need to come to the mansion, you would be welcome to come by for dinner. I'm sure we could help you out. It's very nice meeting you.
And you as well, sir.
I give him a head nod.
He would begin to walk off.
What is Cameron's character's name again?
Midas.
Midas. Midas. Why do you wish to know of good berries?
Why do I want to know about good berries?
Yes.
Well, an old friend who has passed, he just made the best shit. I just gotta be honest with you. I haven't had anything like it, and I'd like to bring that back, not only for myself, but for his kids as well. Like, just a little remembrance of him, so they can know how to do it. Produce it from the stump and whatnot.
That seems a very noble goal. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you for that.
Well, I should get writing that letter. And
You're gonna be much better at it than I am.
I'm going
write the
to
letter.
head back to. You want to help?
Of course.
Go with me back to the car. We'll get started and help the circus set up. Y'all are welcome to join me. I'm gonna be busy administrating.
I'm gonna take a look around for,
I'm gonna try and get a lay of the land so I don't get blindsided by anything.
When I get bored writing the letter, I'm gonna go out in the woods and try to look for anyone else camping outside the town.
All right. Well, you all begin to go and do your things. You would
Oh,
find
wait.
many people.
Scratch all of that. I want to go to a bar and get drunk. I want to try the honey meat.
There
I
is a
won't
place
know.
for that. On the town center, there is a place known as the Hearty Home Tavern. And inside, you would see quite a few people having a good time. They do have a sign up saying that all of their rooms are currently booked. But the main dining room is completely open. And you would see what appears to be a young halfling couple running the bar. The two of them are having a good time, joking with the guests, and they're throwing many, many mugs of mead along the counter.
I want to go order one.
You're going to go and order some. Are you wanting to just fade out here, or are you wanting to...
I'm cool to fade out. I don't care. It's
Okay.
whatever everyone else wants.
I didn't know if you were trying to meet the bartenders, or if you were just trying to do your
Yeah, I
fast.
don't care.
All right.
When they come find me for my disorderly conduct, we can meet the bartenders.
Fair enough.
I
So
will be
he's
right
going to
back.
go to the bar. Mateo's going to go write his letter, so he'll be right back. Remind me what you were doing, Moravaint.
Just getting the lay of the land so I don't get blindsided by anything.
Yeah, fair enough. Just learn the city. Heard.
Mhm.
Midas, Marivin. Any plans during the day?
You want to go first, Midas, or
Yeah, sure. I'll look around, check out to see if there's like a local gambling scene.
Local gambling scene. I would say if you go to the bar, you could find some people playing dice. It wouldn't be anything major, but some
Nothing
some
crazy,
casual
though.
play.
All right.
Midas! Milo calls from the bar. Sorry.
Yes.
You have to try this mead.
Okay. I'll sit and have a drink with him.
In my home, we had mead just like this. One of the other clans stole it from a trading caravan and traded it to us for some pelts. And it's just as good as I remember.
That's terrific, buddy.
I'd like one
Milo
more,
had
please.
Pat height.
I'd like... Yes, probably. I'd like one more, please. He calls out to the
I'm
bartender.
lower than head pat height, so.
You're right. You have to
Oh.
fly up the ground.
We're the
I
two
think
short kings.
I'll drink one, but I'm more gonna be like just making sure he doesn't get out of hand. Like I'm like watching out for him.
I want to get out of hand. Not really.
Just for your image.
Well, I'm not actually gonna stop anything. I'm gonna watch it for entertainment. But I
Oh,
guess.
shit.
Just for visual, Midas is about 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
I'm like a foot and a half. Wait. I'm 2.5 feet taller than him.
So almost his height. You're almost double his height.
Yes.
All right. Well, as you guys are getting drunk, you would be in good company, and you would not be the only ones. Most of the bar seems to be having a very good time. It seems like a lot of these people are actually camping out, and they came in to party for the evening until they go back to the camp. As for the lay of the land, I would say as you travel around the city Moravaint, you'd find that most of the city is pretty somber. People seem comfortable. It doesn't look like there's like many people starving or anything like that. But there's not as much, party and merriment in the streets as you would find in many cities. It seems more dulled, if that makes sense. Most of the city is on a grid system. It's pretty easy to navigate. It looks like most of it was made using the same blueprint, like they copy and pasted. Clearly manual.
Okay, so they made it very easy to traverse.
Yes.
No hidden back alleys or anything like that, I can tell.
Not many. There are some smaller streets that, like, you could try to make into an alley. Like, you might get jumped at night, but, like, it's not as bad as, say, in the Citadel.
Okay.
But besides the main store, the tavern, the hive, town hall, the mansions, there's really not a whole lot of interest anyway.
Okay.
What are you up to, Marivin?
probably. Yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that one guy, and specifically whoever Geoffrey's looking for, and specifically ask around with the guard.
Oh, you're gonna go talk to the local guards about threats. That you could probably get away with. Are you wanting to go low ranking, or are you looking for someone that's a little higher up?
I can work my way up, but let's. I don't know the system they're using, but lower ranking.
Sure, just one of the guys that's on duty or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going for one of the ones that's on edge, or more one of the ones that's chill, like towards the middle of the city?
Let's start with someone who's on edge.
All right, heading over to the wall then. There are people at the top and people at the bottom. Doesn't really matter which one you go. There are plenty that are on patrol and just observing. There are quite a few that are standing at the gates. How do you want to approach that?
Just quick clarification. Geoffrey didn't say exactly who he was looking for, right?
No, he said that there were enemies of the Citadel to the northwest and that they might be active, but he did not give anything more specific than that. Though, if there were enemies if there were enemies of the Citadel, it's probably more than one guy.
Great. Is there a bit... would I have to use my own personal intuition to think about if it would be like someone who's slimy like Geoffrey, or just someone who's good and trying to thwart him?
I would say you don't have enough information to make that guess.
Great.
But you said you wanted to go talk to the guards about like local threats, I assume. Really what you
Yeah.
And looking at yours, I think really the only thing you'd use for it is diplomacy. So can I get a blind diplomacy check?
Great. Yeah, sure. This might be a little, but could I use intimidate to put on an air of a guardsman?
Ooh, interesting.
Can I use intimidate to give him an air?
I'm gonna say no, unless you're saying you want to scare the guard, and I don't think that's what you.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'll go with diplomacy.
All right. You go over and talk to him, and after a little bit of chatting and telling him that you used to be, an Imperial Guard, he would open up to you a little bit more and talk to you a bit. He would mention that the main thing they're worried about is there have actually been a large influx of undead from the north.
I get my soundboard ready.
Their sister city up north has actually been attacked several times, and they're just worried that it might come down to them.
What is the sister city?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ember Creek. It actually was around before Honeymead was. Most of the original members of Honeymead actually came from Ember Creek. Or at least that's the city that's where their old city used to be. It's called Ember Creek because it was burned down on the river.
Fun.
So when it got burned down, many of them came down and made Honeymead. And then the city of Ember Creek was then built up around the ashes of the old city. So they still have a lot of camaraderie between the two, but they aren't the same city. Different governments, different people, but they have a history.
Okay. Well, do they know what's causing the undead?
No idea. I heard there was some tainted territory north of there, but who knows what's causing that? Whole world's gone to mad.
That's Ursha. Thank the guardsman for his time, and scurry on into the inner city.
Time to skadoogle.
How are you wanting to write that letter, Matteo? Is it going to be extremely formal, or are you going more?
I'll keep it formal.
Are you how are you going to describe you and your group?
a small band of travelers, one of which, the one writing this letter, who is the ringmaster of an up-and-coming entertainment venue. Not venue,
Sure.
that's not the word. Entertainment, traveling act. I'm just gonna say circus. I don't know
Pardon?
why I'm trying to avoid the word circus here. Just
Well, I think that, like, judging by how these people are, I don't know. It's like might be important. Like, I don't know.
But no, I keep the rest of it. I'm just gonna call it a circus, a traveling circus.
Got
rest
it.
of that formality is fine.
All right. Just generally telling them that there's a traveling circus that's going to be in town, and you simply want permission to perform.
hmm
Okay. Yeah. All right. You send the letter in. Can I get a diplomacy check?
Oh boy, can you?
I'm sure you're going to do fine. I would allow you to take 10 on this one as well, because it is a very... If you want to take 10 instead of rolling.
Honestly, I'll take 10.
Nice 24 there.
I should have been blind, but it doesn't matter.
Well, you know exactly what it is if it's taking 10.
Yeah.
You send the letter in, and a courier would come back later that day.
Also, there's a note. There's a thing I have. Mistakes don't worsen attitude the first time.
That is good to know. Well, you passed, so... later that day, you would get basically a rubber stamp on your letter. Your letter would literally be returned to you with a stamp that says allowed.
Hilarious.
I love bureaucracy.
Fucking hate bureaucracy, Matteo would say to himself.
No, they literally just said like, yes, they are allowed to perform, and sent it back. That's it.
Ka-chunk.
It would only take about an hour or two for the courier to come back. But I take it once that's taken care of, you're going to begin setting up like you wanted to earlier.
Oh yes, we are gonna set this shit the fuck up.
All right. Your band of merry men begins setting up your tents. It'll be done in a day or two. It might take some help setting up in a completely new region and getting
My
everything
band
around.
of men.
And I take it once everything is getting set and going that you're going to join the others at the tavern for the evening?
Yes, I am tired.
You all head to the tavern. I would say as the night goes on, it only gets busier, and it seems like the two halflings that run the place are thriving. They are having the best time. You would see quite a few people you recognize. You would see Crelay come in for a little bit, and just hanging out with her people. You would see Rorik from the general store has shut his doors and comes over at a party, having a good time. It seems like he's old friends with the bartenders.
Comes here often.
You see quite a few people coming in who clearly work in the town and are just happy to have a drink. But for a place with only a few rooms, you see that the bar is massive. I mean, this place is clearly not meant for sleeping.
Okay.
Do we
Tavern,
look
but no inn.
Do we see anybody that looks like they might be with the Silent Roar family? Like, is there any, like, distinct-looking people who...
I would say you would see some people who are clearly... I would say you would see some people in uniforms that are darker, as in, like, dark cloth uniforms.
Like, anybody that looks like they have a stick up their ass. Like, do we see anybody that looks like that?
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're getting at, and yes, there are a few of those. The relatively serious group that are sipping on their mead and not really joining in the merriment. They don't look like they're assholes, they just look like they're not partying.
They look lame.
Yeah.
Fucking lamos.
Jesus.
But you're not sure if they're part of the family or if they're just, like,
They work for
employees.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the night goes on and on and on. People party very, very late before people would begin to start heading out. The bartenders would very politely say it's nighttime.
It's nighttime. Get the fuck out.
And people would grab some mead to go. You know, they send a couple bottles with people. And a lot of people would start heading out of the town to go and camp. There is more than one group that is partying all the way out of town.
Can we go where the party is? Or can Milo go where the party is? Like, is there a group of people that are just...
Yeah, I'd say there's a couple big groups of people.
Just real quick, how much thick root do we have in stock?
Personally,
you personally probably not much.
I got
But with
11 pieces.
But with the sheer amount that's burning near the campsites, you're probably fine.
Let's say I got 11 pieces on my inventory.
I'm also assuming that part of the circus cost is Matteo's people just having thick root since they
That's
have
fair.
to camp out. So I'm just assuming that they will always have it as long as you're with the circus.
The circus provides.
The circus protects.
Thank the circusaya.
All right. So Milo's gonna go and party with whoever he can party with.
Pretty much,
Before,
yeah.
like, I guess we left the bar, like, could I ask the halflings that run it, like, why they don't really provide lodging, why everybody just camps out?
I would say the young man would lead over the counter and goes, well, it's easy. It's beautiful out there. I mean, if you stepped outside, it feels great.
That's
Plus,
what I
you can
was
see
getting
the stars way better out there than you can in here. And if I'm quite honest, I can't house as many people as I can give liquor to.
at. Seems fair. But y'all never have any issues with people being, you know, stabbed in the night, like, without a safe, secure room?
I mean, we're pretty
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
safe around here.
Midas is going to murder someone.
Midas is scary as fuck, Loki.
We don't really have too many issues like that. People
You're
camp out all the
gonna.
time. I mean, that's the thing. When you have a party this big, I don't know. You stab someone, you'll probably get seen.
Yeah.
There's a
Well-
little bit of violence at parties, but like most times, just some guy getting his nose broke.
Well, if it proceeds to happen after we got here, it wasn't us. And then I'm just gonna wink at him, like, it's really...
Midas.
Midas.
Matteo just kind of bangs him over the head with his hat.
I'm gonna grab him by his scruff.
Well,
Oh my!
Stop scaring the barkeep! You told us every time! Paraculo!
What murder?
Well, you all head out. If it's all the same to you guys, I'm gonna kind of glance over the next day or two while you guys are... I'm sorry, I have to be really clear now that we have an actual calendar so that she doesn't kill me. For the next 2 days, while you guys are setting up. I can't say a day or two anymore. Over the next 2 days, as you're getting all of the circus set up, Matteo's gonna be very, very busy, you know, getting the axe practiced and all that kind of thing. I assume that you would all have tasks within the circus during this kind of thing, if I'm completely honest. Unless I'm incorrect on that assumption.
Wait, what was your assumption? I'm so sorry.
My assumption is that everyone who travels with the circus has things to do to help the circus set up.
Probably.
Could I? Since I'm new, I need to figure that out real quick.
You it can help with the large orc boys who carry everything around and get everything set up. It's the boys.
The boys!
They would be
Mateo.
very, very welcoming to you. They are the closest thing to your homeland. that is
Okay,
here.
then I will definitely do that.
They're a
Good.
bunch of ex-tribals that are trying to be more civilized,
Lamb.
and they're all ex-soldiers and stuff that started working with Matteo after Matteo saved their ass.
Have any of them heard about my friend?
Probably not. Probably
Yeah.
not. They're too far out of that region, I think.
Damn. Okay.
They're from closer to the Citadel.
Well, it just okay. Out of character, Matteo, do you have a strongman act in your circus?
I do now.
Presumptuous, but
No, not yet. I was thinking maybe some of the orc guys could do that, but if that's something that Milo is interested in,
I'd like to think Milo heard about the concept from them and approached you and said, "One of your circus acts. The only qualification is that you're strong, correct?
yeah, or at least can pretend to be.
I don't have to talk to anybody."
I mean, you might have to answer some questions. You might have people gawking at you, but
I already have my idea for a routine. Are you interested?
fuck, all right.
I lift up something heavy. I make it seem difficult. I draw attention to the muleback cords I wear that allow me to lift more, and then I rip them off to reveal I could lift it without it. The crowd will go insane. But someone needs to explain what muleback cords are first. And I'm not doing it.
That could be arranged.
Excellent. And then I'll go back to carrying stuff.
I feel like the level... You actually have muleback cords?
I bought them.
Okay.
I'm suggested it.
Okay. We talked about it earlier, but I wasn't sure if you were going to.
Once I had this idea like 30 minutes ago,
Heard. Just to go on record, Matteo, as he's explaining this, I feel like the level of which he's carrying is worth noting. I believe his actual carry weight with muleback cords is approximately lifting about 1.5 tons.
That's insane. Okay.
I'm going to go get my numbers on that checked right now.
it'll be less than that because that's my shape. Oh wait. Yeah.
I should get some muleback
So you'll know
cords.
what I mean.
Those things are good.
I'm sorry, Tim. Are you using your enhanced carrying ability thing?
I don't think so. Not yet.
If you're not doing that,
It'll be way less impressive. I'm sorry to everybody.
you can lift about 4,600 pounds.
That's 2 tons.
Yeah,
that's
2
that's
tons.
very impressive.
It's 2 tons.
It could be more.
It could be more.
Yeah, but like you're already past most people.
Wait, no, sorry, I'm getting my numbers mixed up. It's
Aw.
only about 2,000 pounds.
That's still a ton. Okay.
I had to clarify. I was a little bit wrong. I was mixing up the lifting over his head and the dragging. He can drag to 5,000 pounds.
I was about to say, 2,000 pounds is exactly 1 US ton, so...
Yeah, it's just short. It's just shy of it. It's like 1,980 or something.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
Google rounds up.
Did you know
He's
he
built like a
lives?
brick shithouse.
He actually doesn't appear to be built like.
How
a brick
far could he
shithouse.
throw me into the air?
I was wondering that too. I hadn't. Well, not you specifically, like, but
The fastball special.
the second I heard you were tiny, I was wondering how much. I know, but
My assumption is that a CMD of 10 would be the standard, like if someone wasn't actually resisting you.
mhm.
So, you can push people. I think mechanically, rules is written, pushing upward is no different than pushing sideways. Which means that you could hypothetically push someone as much as you could do a CMB against 10. So if you took 10, you could hypothetically push them about 20 feet.
Oh, he could do way more than that. That
No,
doesn't
I think
even
he can.
line
I
up.
think he can throw you 20 feet straight up. But if you're actually trying to jump off him, that would increase it.
That doesn't even make sense. The logic behind that.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
there's-
bull rush is a
yeah.
good metric of how far I could throw someone, but
but there's no other metric that I have.
Right.
we'll figure this out
Um,
after the session.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll look into it and see if I can get some actual numbers for it.
Wait, I actually have it. Never mind. I'll tell you after. Doesn't matter for right now.
Yeah, I'll look into it later. I'll see what I can figure out. I'm sure there are rules for it, but I'm not
No,
sure where.
That is coming into play in combat. I'm just letting you
My
know.
idea, just for the record, so I don't forget, is we could figure out how big of an improvised weapon he would be, because there's rules on how far you can throw those.
There you go. Yeah, like the weight, like of an improvised weapon or something.
You know, that actually might carry it, but I'll still need to look into it, and I don't have that right now.
We're quite
we'll talk
literally
about that.
doing a mega fastball special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a fastball special. But I'll look at that later with you. In the meantime, over the next 2 days, getting all of your things set up, you would be about halfway to the festival. The 14th and the 15th just fly on by, putting us at the 16th, 2 days before the festival begins. And on that day, you would hear horns. Upon going to investigate, you would see that a caravan is coming from the east, from the Citadel.
Yay.
Oh, fucking boy. Matteo will watch with bated breath.
It appears to be, it's mostly a merchant caravan. There do appear to be some entertainers. You can hear some singing and some instruments being played as they come into town. And I would say, judging by the symbols on the caravan and the few devilish people you see, they are definitely from the Envy family.
Oh, fuck, alright.
But they come into town. The guards let them by. There are some very quick searches, as if the guards are looking for contraband. They find none of it. And the people come into town and pretty much start turning the town upside down on day one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which party are they with? I'm sorry. Did you say
Envy.
Are
the hell
they?
was that?
I'm trying to think of her name
Envy,
right now.
Geisha?
is the one.
Geisha?
Is
Glacia.
Glacia.
Yeah, Glacia.
Glacia. All right.
The one you talked with for a while.
Yes. All right.
The very
double
pretty
check.
lady.
Yes, they are from Glacia's faction.
So, they're the ones that turn into werewolves at night, right?
Shapeshifters. Yes.
Is that a problem out here? Like, because at the Citadel, like, they roam free and do whatever the hell they want. like,
They did. I will clarify because it's been a long time. They don't automatically turn into werewolves. They
Okay.
have the ability to turn into werewolves or other anthropomorphize. But the thing is that the reason they only do it at night in the Citadel is because there's a peace treaty during the day. They're not allowed to.
Okay.
During the day they have to be safe, and then at night they can rampage all they want.
Okay.
So out here, on the one hand, no, they're not just going to be forced to transform. But on the other hand, there are no rules saying they can't transform. So, double-edged sword. Are you wanting to get involved in this, Matteo, or are you wanting to stay a mile away?
Can I see?
Mateo's gonna keep a safe fucking distance.
Out of curiosity, does Matteo seem okay? I have no idea who these people are, out of character or in. Does Matteo seem upset at them, or angry at them, or scared of them, or what?
He seems disgusted.
I see. I won't approach him. Leave it at that.
They would begin setting up their various things. I would say as they begin coming in, you would actually see a group coming from the Silent Roar building to meet them.
Ooh. Milo wants to see those.
you would see an elven man, probably a few hundred years old, middle-aged for them, coming out, and he is flanked by bodyguards. And he would go to the caravan and actually climb into one of the carts. After a few minutes of staring at this cart, he would exit said cart, seeming the best word for that. Not upset. It appears like whatever he saw when he went in was exactly what he expected. He's walking back home.
Content.
Yes. I was trying to avoid other words in this context. But he would begin walking home, flanked by his bodyguards, and the carts would move on. After a while, they would begin setting up on the other side of town towards the campgrounds, not far from your carnival.
I'm sorry. Like when he exited the cart, I'm just like I'm always looking at shit, and I'm always behind when I want to do this shit. Could I use a perception check to see if he like actually received any item, like if there was a difference, like he's carrying anything like on him?
Interesting.
that
Like
maybe...
if he's trying to conceal any items.
yeah, that he might
you
have
could do a-
received. All right.
You could do a yeah, you could do a perception check. I would say you are extremely confident that he is not hiding an item.
Are we all just like peeking at these people, like crowded together?
I have a
this
really
way?
high perception, so I like to try and use it when I can.
We're
I
people
assume
watching.
you guys are. I mean, there's tons of people out on the street. I assume you're just hiding in the crowd.
Mateo's just
What's-
not pleased at all with what's happening.
Matteo, what bothers you so much with these people? Are they a rival warband?
Technically, yes. I got other reasons, though.
We should raid them. Milo's eyes are alight with excitement.
That is unfortunately not how this works as much as I'd like to.
Oh,
Not a big deal, just a lot of bad memories. Remember that big walls I was telling you about?
yes.
Yeah, that's where they're from.
Your home. Are you? They're human, right? The other people.
There is a mixture, but most of them are tiefling.
Tiefling and Moravaint, or sorry, not Moravaint.
Mateo?
Matteo is. There's too many M names.
Yeah.
Matteo is a tiefling or a human?
Human.
If you ever want to raid them, I put my hand on Matteo's shoulder. I'm here.
Maybe in the future, maybe someday, but for now, just gonna stay as far away as possible.
Makes sense.
Now, if they do approach and try to talk to us, be cordial.
Of course.
Unfortunately, I've got connections still that I need to at least try to pretend to maintain.
Pink skins, they're complicated with their cordiality and their formality.
Yeah, I guess
You don't
we
take
are.
offense to being called a pink skin, do you?
I can't say I've heard it before, if I'm being honest, but
Look at your hands. They're pink.
I'd say call that more a sand color.
Milo nods sagely and mutters pink under his breath as he walks away.
Pink say
Jesus.
it. When Milo walks away, I'm just gonna look at my hand.
Most of the day is spent by the new caravan setting up. Very quickly you would identify where they plan on doing all of their music and everything. It's in the large amphitheater they're building. Just outside of town, you would all feel a wave of magic. Matteo, you recognize it. It is sloth magic. The rest of you have only felt it in one other place, and it was at the Battle of Beachcrest, when the two sloth devils raised the wall.
Those guys were
Someone at their caravan is using it to make a very large black stone amphitheater.
Mm.
Hate that. Hate that a lot.
Can I just look around the amphitheater? Or are there like guards around the perimeter?
No, they're not guarding it at all. If you, I was assuming everyone is staying out of that territory until they said otherwise. Do you want to go and investigate it?
Okay, out of curiosity, who here looks like they're the leader of our group? Like, who has the most authority, quote unquote?
Matteo.
I know it's all equal, but okay. And I guess I'd go to Milo would go to Matteo and say, I'd like to go look at the amphitheater just to see what's on the inside and scout. I don't think they'll associate me with you, but I just wanted to see what you thought, as you know them better than I do.
Oh boy. All right.
I won't raise a ruckus. Raise a ruckus, Milo repeats.
You know what? Do you want to see it? Let's go
Yes.
see it.
Excellent. I'm prepared.
Like you ready to go?
Yes, right now. I don't own anything other than this pot. I guess they're at the bottom of my bag.
Shit. All right. Let's go then.
So we bring... I kind of like look around the rest of the warband? Or should it just be us? A scouting mission. One of them's sneaky. Who is the sneaky person?
I'm the sneaky one. Midas.
The tiny one.
Yeah, the
We should
tiny
talk to the tiny one. He seems sneaky. He would help.
Yeah, I remember he got along well with one of the leaders. Probably be helpful. Hey, Midas.
Aha!
He's just gonna kind of nod his head like, get over here.
All right. Who are we killing?
I'm not killing anyone.
Okay.
Swear to God, Midas is psychotic. Like, last night at the bar, like, so how many people just get stabbed in the middle of the night? Who are we killing?
Absolutely fucking unhinged.
Well, not killing anyone yet, but we're gonna go check out the amphitheater.
Okay.
Make sure nothing
Deal.
suspicious is going on. It is why I'm here, unfortunately.
What other are they all tieflings? Glacia's like party that's come
No,
here.
they're not
Mostly,
all
right?
tieflings. Mostly, there are some humans and some elves, but the primary is tiefling.
But that's all the races that they are.
I mean,
Like I
yes,
couldn't use
okay.
my like disguise to be disguised as like a kobold instead or something like that.
No, I would say there's probably no kobolds.
Okay.
There's probably a gnome or two. But that
Could he-
might be difficult
can't-
to disguise as.
Could he
Yeah,
just
I
be
say
a
I can't
small
change
tiefling?
appearance. Like I
Like
can't
a-
change race or that far. I don't think.
I don't.
Could
think
you
so.
just be a small tiefling, like a halfling that has demonic blood, or?
Well, he's draconic.
I think I can't
is the
change my.
problem.
Yeah, I'm draconic, so I can't
I
like change my appearance
see.
that much.
Gotcha.
He couldn't make himself appear.
It's either
as-
Quasage or kobold, pretty much.
Gotcha.
I would say a kobold would be out as place as a quasage.
Right. All right.
All right. Well, you enter. You would see quite a few people see you, Matteo, and start whispering. If they don't know
wanna-
who you are, they at least recognize that you're not from their group.
I want to go in a little bit after Matteo, or maybe before, and just kind of like listen around. Like, if people start whispering about him, I want to try to eavesdrop on what they're saying and shit. And I don't want to let him out of my sight under any conditions.
Okay. In that case, give me a perception check for you, Milo. Blind.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
What's that? Sorry. I got you. Blind GM roll.
All right. You don't catch a lot, but you catch a few words. The main one is they seem to be questioning whether or not he is, in their words, a silver tongue. Whatever that could mean. As for the rest of you, you would hear a lot of them whispering about him as he comes in. But most people don't get in your way. You see, most of them don't seem to be ranking of any level, Matteo.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority of them seem, if not civilian, pretty fucking close. There are a handful. You would see several of the, you wouldn't even call them, like, lieutenants or anything. You see several envy, like, initiates around.
Okay.
Like they were brought along for their first op, or maybe even a vacation. You do see one sloth devil, or devilkin, that has been working way more than you would expect him to on building this building. But up to this point, you don't see anyone really in charge. No one's giving orders. They all just kind of seem to know why they're here and doing what they're supposed to do.
We don't recognize him as like one of the devils that was actually with us at the battle of
no,
Beachcrest,
it is
too.
neither Fee nor Phi, and this guy is not even close to their size. This guy, if it was related, it's a cousin. His blood is way weaker.
How many people here are armed, out of curiosity, or seem dangerous?
I would say quite a few of the tieflings and humans, like the non-ranked ones, I would say you could see are carrying like daggers, like that level of armed,
Right,
like self-defense.
Not armored and stuff, though.
Yeah, no. Street clothes, maybe a dagger. The ranked ones are wearing what looks like some pretty nice leather armor, but do not have weapons.
Watch out for them.
As you guys are going around and exploring and everything, you're walking between the setup caravans that have been unloaded to be almost like barracks at this point. Seems like they've been emptied out and makeshift beds and put inside the carriage for the people to sleep in. The very large amphitheater has several smaller rooms attached to it, presumably for like offices and storage and things like that. But I would say, as you are walking under one of the areas, I need just a very quick check. Matteo, can you roll initiative for me?
Oh, fuck off.
It's not combat, but I just need an initiative check.
Okay. My thing that's notoriously bad, blind.
Yeah.
I need a combat's not started, so I'm just gonna. Wait, no, I can't do that.
Oh, here, I'll start combat for you here. There you go.
Can you do it blind if it's in combat?
It's fine. He rolled a 13. Okay, that is below the DC. Thank you. As you are walking by, you would hear a sudden swish before someone has landed on you. The rest of you watch the most well-decorated of the envy that you've seen literally drops from the top of the amphitheater and lands hugging Matteo.
Oh, Milo starts walking over. Stomping over.
Okay, is this who I think it is?
I believe it is.
Okay, hold on. I gotta remember what this person's name was. Give me a second. Matteo doesn't move at all. He just kind of goes.
I'm moving closer right behind the guy.
He just goes, hello, Liani.
The young woman would release him after a moment, and you would all see that she is much more decorated than most of the Envy. Like them, she's not wearing any weapons or anything. But her leather is completely decorated in silver studs. And on top of that, do you remember the face tattoos that Glacia had? To those of you who saw her back in the day. She has similar ones. Much less expansive, but to those of you who haven't seen it, let me go and see if I can... It's not going to let me, is it? It's not going to let me. Cool. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's not wanting to let me today. Okay. Well, there are a bunch of dark black face tattoos going along her face and down her neck, the armor. Once she pulls away, she goes, "It's so good to see you, Malandri. It's been way too long. You had to go running off."
Well, I've never been one for sticking around one place too long. And frankly, the city was getting a little stuffy.
Well, that's not my experience, but you always did have to hang out at your places, didn't you? She turns around to the party and says, "So, who are the new guys?"
Not recruits, just friends.
You have those?
Ah, fuck you.
Well, it's nice to meet all of you. My name's Liani of Envy. I enjoy long walks on the beach, ichor, and having a good time.
Ichor's the drug like cocaine, right?
Correct.
Okay.
God, I
I'm
love
gonna
Coke.
say, my name is Moravaint, and I'm gonna go to reach out my hand to shake it, but
Wait,
I wanted
is Moravaint
Mercy's hand to
there?
go instead.
I thought it was.
I
just
didn't know
the
you were
three of us.
here.
The three
I
of us.
thought we were all
there.
going. Am I stupid?
No, I think it was just me, Matteo.
Oh, you know what? That
and-
might have been the point where I had to put my clothes in the dryer. I might have missed that.
Yeah, I
step.
think it's me, Matteo,
Oh,
and
never mind, I'm not
Milo.
here.
It's me,
He's not
Matteo,
here?
and Milo. I'm pretty sure.
Mercy's just hiding then.
I was trying.
So
I was
Moravaint,
kind of
go
staying
first.
separate. Did when I was stomping over there, is that when they like recognized me or whatever?
You said you had started approaching whenever they were hugging.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
kind of assumed that,
Okay.
when you were approaching, you would have noticed you. And I assume that both of you would have started moving whenever you see someone drop down and from long.
That's what I said. I said I definitely
Yeah.
approached the person
Yeah.
from behind when they did that. Like, I wanted to be.
Does Matteo seem happy to see this person?
He's smiling cordially.
God, I don't understand. Milo doesn't have a fucking clue. I was told to be polite though. Milo gives a toothy grin and says, "Hello."
Oh, he's a sweet
And-
one. I take it you're the one with the circus in town. Then I heard about it when I came in.
I am, and Matteo would actually seem genuinely happy for a second. Finally got that old act put together. We're doing our first performance outside Beachcrest today.
Oh, well, that is impressive. I heard you had run off to go join the circus, but I always kind of thought they were kidding.
You remember me talking about this. This is what I came to the city for. Of course, you know how that turned out, but...
To be completely honest, I don't know how many of our conversations I remember.
And Mateo's genuine smile would immediately drop. And he just goes, that checks.
Well, I do hope to see the show, and I hope you will come to see ours. We have quite a few of our best musicians in town. You know how much we love our amphitheaters.
I remember. About the only part of the city I could tolerate.
Do you have a strong man?
I have several
Yeah,
strong men.
I am stronger.
I don't doubt that.
I was about to say, I wouldn't fuck with him. I don't know if you heard about what went down to Beachcrest, but he was there, and stories I heard, man.
Actually, I had heard about Beachcrest. It was a big enough deal where Sloth sent Fee and Fi, right?
Yep.
I don't think I've seen either of them do work since. They're still living off that.
I bet they are. Did work, though. Can't say I don't appreciate their help.
Oh, wow. When are you coming back to the city? I know Geoffrey's been pining.
Has he now?
Well, you know you are the favorite.
Yep, said
I
it.
just like bitterness.
And yet he still won't make the trip down.
No, well, you know he's busy right now.
Yeah, everything's busy and work and things
You
to
say
do,
that-
people to kill, lives to ruin.
Oh, have you not heard what's been going on?
Well, now I don't feel like I have. Do
Oh.
tell.
I'll make you a deal. I'll tell you after you come tonight. He pats you.
He's gonna look to Midas and Milo and say, "You guys want to see a show tonight?"
Aren't we running a show tonight?
What
Yes.
time's your show?
I can schedule. I know the manager schedule.
Well, I'd be happy to delay ours until after yours.
I don't think there'll be need for that. I'm sure there's plenty of time slots and whatnot.
No, I suppose. And I'm not actually participating, so I can move around if needed. Don't want to break a nail.
Wouldn't that be a travesty?
No, you know. We have to keep up appearances.
Well,
Anyway, I really should be getting them back to work, I suppose.
yeah, I should probably head back to my people.
Well, I'll see you tonight. And she would smile and begin to saunter off.
As soon as she's out of sight and earshot, Matteo would just go, "Oh my fucking god, of course!" Oh,
How could you be so cordial to the enemy?
that one is a little more complicated.
She
But,
seems like an enemy.
You can say that.
Midas, what do you think? Was he too
I don't
cordial
know.
to the enemy?
Is that not the first time she's taken you from behind?
Midas, I will skin you and turn you into boots.
Would it be
I
offensive?
don't think he's
if that
big enough to
wasn't-
make good pair of boots.
would it
But
be
to
offensive
answer your
if-
question, it is an X.
Ah!
Mm.
Oh,
you didn't
fuck.
answer the question.
ah!
Sorry.
I'm not gracing that shit with a fucking answer. I'll tell you that for free. Let's get out of here. I am immediately very uncomfortable.
All right, we meet up back with the group.
Suppose that'll be the plan.
I
Well,
want
GM?
to. I want to approach. I believe Moravaint's the name.
Where is our GM at?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
I want to approach Moravaint quickly when we get back, and say, Moravaint.
Yes.
Never mind, I can't actually say it. Forget I was gonna. Never
I
mind.
saw a ghost.
I'm fucking dying to know what you were gonna say.
I have to do it. Yeah, I have to do it. Moravaint. Matteo and Midas were talking, and I was confused about something, but too embarrassed to ask. They said
Alright.
that Matteo
Oh, no.
takes something from behind. I was unsure of what this meant. Could you explain it
Of
to
course
me?
he's asking me.
You're gonna need more details.
No, we don't.
It was something to do with an X.
I like that Milo knows what an X is, but not
He
what
doesn't. He has no fucking clue.
Morvaint's going to nod and then turn around and walk away.
That's a Milo move. Not leave.
Oh fuck!
Milo will just kind of like turn to someone nearby and say, "Was that offensive?"
Jesus Christ.
I'm surrounded by fear.
Anyway,
Trying really hard not to laugh too hard.
Nah, laugh. It's D&D. We're having fun.
We're here for a good time.
I can't even complain that much. I made the sandwich.
Now you have to lie in it.
I gave you this lore to fuck with.
you gave him pegging lore?
You
Fuck
gave him pegging lore.
Hell yeah, he did. Hell yeah, he did.
That is not what I thought this would go. But honestly, I shouldn't be surprised with you fuckers.
He gave
certified bangers.
I asked him to make a couple of people he knew back in the Citadel, and this is one of them.
I didn't think this is where it would go.
Neither did I.
That was spontaneous too. It was like right at the moment. I was like,
Oh.
It was perfect.
Okay. All right. You guys all head back, get settled in. The night rolls around, and it is about the start of when the festivities would begin. Solstice isn't for a couple of days, but obviously many people plan on being out in nature to enjoy it. So most of the actual partying is happening in the days leading up to the solstice. Week of a festival. So many of the people in town are starting to have festivities. There's a lot of, cooking outdoors. The factories even shut down for a day or two to allow people to celebrate. The various campers end up... there's a lot of ichor being passed around now.
that's technically like not allowed, right?
Correct.
Here? Okay.
That is correct. But you're
Has
outside
Milo-
of the limits, so...
Has Milo ever tried Ichor?
Oh my.
Probably not.
Milo, no. Milo,
Has he
no.
heard of it?
Probably not. You didn't spend any time in the Elorian Citadel, that's it.
Are they serving it, or is it just like people doing it like on the sly
People
or
are
whatever?
passing little baggies of Coke. I mean,
I want to go try it.
Milo, no.
All right, let me go pull up the addiction rules.
Milo.
Hell yeah.
Please, no.
The character arc I wasn't expecting. Milo gets
It's
hooked
like,
on
I'd
crack.
like to say surely like the whole party can handle him, but I'm not sure. Like if we can.
I think he literally has a trait called Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Which is even funnier.
If anyone tried to stop me, I would listen.
Okay.
Milo is.
Well, you don't know how you're gonna act on this new substance.
What do you mean?
Can't they maybe act different like on this?
The drugs or the people?
Yeah, the drugs.
Yeah, they can make people act differently. This is a super strong stimulant, basically.
It's like drinking or smoking chonga, right? We did both of those where I came from.
Smoking chungus? Is that what you just said to me?
Marivin, have you never tried chonka?
Chonka?
It's
Like a
moth.
sliver?
No, chonka. It's a moss that grows on trees. Next time we're in the woods, I'll cut some off and sun-dry it on a rock. You can smoke it, and it brings feelings of euphoria.
No, thank
I
you.
really hope I
Oh.
don't need to
I'll take some of that.
make the Twitch
Thank you for the
stream
offer.
have the drug
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
classification.
We're gonna so I'm just gonna pass over this quickly. You are going to go and try it. The party is not able to stop you. You are doing it.
I never.
I'm
I
gonna
never.
try and
I was
stop
saying,
you.
I'm not
No.
trying to
Yeah,
stop
I'll
him.
stop. I
I'm
won't
completely
understand
on
it,
board
but
with it.
I'll-
All right, they're trying to stop you, so they're going to stop you.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to stop him.
Oh, you're not trying to stop him.
I'm trying
No.
to stop him.
Okay,
I
so one
am.
person's trying to stop him. One person is trying to stop him. That is all that matters. You do not try drugs.
Thank God.
These people, however, are doing tons of drugs. You would see quite a few of the what you assume are civilians from I swear I know her name. I swear I know her name.
Galatia?
I swear I know it.
Glacia?
Liani's caravan.
Oh,
Okay.
Several of the citizen civilians end up quickly being spotted as dealers, going between some of the tents and passing out and selling. Technically illegal, but you don't see any guards around here, so.
the guards are also smoking the kush.
I think they smoked this stuff.
Could I buy some of the substance? I don't actually want to take it. I just would like to have it for maybe like bribery in the future or something like that.
That's a
Yeah.
brilliant idea.
Yeah, totally.
The
It's,
guards are wonking fat
it's
doing
really,
devils.
really. They're selling the cheap stuff here. I'll put it that way. They're
Oh.
selling the cheap stuff here. It's only about
So
30
it can be
gold.
used like 30 gold for what?
30 gold for a portion.
That's cheap?
That's the cheap.
Portions.
Like, and that wouldn't be like bribe worthy for any of these?
Oh,
guys?
well, it might be, but the cheap stuff isn't cheap because of the high quality. It's cheap because of the addictive quality.
So it's not very addictive?
It's extremely addictive.
Oh. Well, then that would make it more bribe worthy, right? Like if it's extremely addictive?
Well, no,
Well,
people don't
no,
want to
it's-
get addicted.
People don't want to get addicted.
It seems
But
like they
they're
already are
already
addicted. Yeah, I was gonna say, it
It's
seems
just
like
the
they
real
already
world
are
versions of the drug. There's the kind that you buy at classy bars and motels.
Like, I still
and
feel like
there's
it
the
could be
kind that-
used like as a bribe if someone is addicted to this shit. Like,
Yeah,
There's the
yeah,
kind
sure.
the CIA distributed to poor kids.
all right, I want one portion's worth. I'll spend 30 gold.
Yeah.
30 gold.
Do
Heard.
not make me switch the classification to politics.
You may
Never.
mark down that you have a single serving of silver tongue ichor.
Would that be under equipment or gear, consumable?
I'm sorry, my
consumable?
gang
Potions.
makes the drugs. Potions.
Put it under potions.
Where's potions?
Does it shock you
And
that
then
Joffrey
more.
makes drugs?
I guess it
Potion of
should,
shit
but
your entire ass.
potion of decant ass.
Is there
There are
a
different
subsection
variants.
for
That's the one they're selling
potions,
here.
like on
People
the
out here
inventory
decanting
screen?
their asses, but when I talk about CIA, it's the end of the world.
The addition of Tim to this game has made it like 50% more unhinged.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'll be
right.
more serious next time.
No, that's not a
No,
problem.
it's perfect.
It's so good.
I'm here to be small and cause problems.
We need this dynamic.
And
This
they
is
can't
this
ass.
is the dynamic.
I'm all fuck. I'm here to chew bubblegum and decant ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
You do manage to buy one dose of the silver tongue ichor.
Good.
Since then, is there anything else you are wanting to do before the beginning of the circus for the evening?
Easily. I'm gonna poach their customers. Milo is. We're doing it on the same time frame, right? Like we decided that.
Yeah, it's kind of going back and forth. Like the shows are kind of staggered, but yeah.
Milo is going to go poach customers as best he can. Actually, Milo's not going to do that because he's not good at talking. Who's the best talker that I have witnessed in the party? Like, who knows how to communicate with these walled folk?
Mateo.
Mateo is the talker.
I did live there for 10 years.
Matteo, hear me out. We need to take everyone that would go to their show and have them come to our show.
As much as I would love, fucking love to fucking steal customers from Liani, I don't want to risk having to talk to Liani again.
I understand. Well, if you sent me with someone that could speak well, we could draw a crowd, hand out flyers while I performed acts of circusry. We won't do it right next to their doors, but we'll do it right outside their lands.
You know what? On second thought,
Mhm.
I think this is a great time for you to learn what your act is gonna be, or for us to put one together. However you want to do this, let's go. And he's going to go to the storage room and grab the heaviest thing we have.
I understand that I'm being distracted, but I'm interested in proving myself. Those sets and follows.
Oh no, we're doing what you said we're doing. I just need to get the thing for
Excellent.
the act.
Oh
Excellent.
god.
The
gonna start a
heaviest
skirmish.
thing in a circus storage room. I'm
That I can
going to
lift.
say it's an extra one of the massive masts you use to hold up the circus tent.
Okay, maybe not that big.
Wait, why not? People will
carry-
see it over the buildings. They carry it through the streets.
Oh no, you're gonna lift this during the actual show, but to like the teaser we're gonna do, you're gonna get something a little smaller.
I was thinking I could lift other people.
That's not a bad idea.
I really had a lot of doubts after I said it, so I appreciate the reassurance.
Mateo's just gonna kind of pick out some normal heavy things that aren't massive.
You know, some cartwheels and a horse.
And a horse. Yeah, fuck it. Or don't, please. Fucking killed Milo. Oh god.
Jesus
Help me.
Christ.
Alright. Well, you know what? For this, I feel like this is going to be a combined skill check. I want a Matteo skill check for drawing the crowd, and I want a strength check from Milo.
Can't I just lift things?
You can, but I feel like you have to do some stuff with it. You don't just lift it. There's got to be some, like, you know.
Well, I do think the first time we went out, that is what he would do. I think he would just pick it up. I don't
Okay,
think
you're
he
just
would-
picking it up. You're gonna not trying to be showy at all.
No, it's
No
not. It's in
bravado.
his mind. He just thinks the impressive thing is that he can lift it.
Okay, heard. In that case,
Matteo
All
can
right.
correct me if he wants.
Matteo is going to be trying to draw as much of a crowd, right? You're grabbing a bullhorn and right?
Bullhorn. Oh god, Matteo with bullhorn is not a thing that should happen.
But that's basically what you're doing, right? You're
Yeah,
getting as much attention as
just
possible.
Doing the like
Come on,
the-
come on.
Yeah, that thing, the ringmaster thing.
All right, you know, you're not quite on your ball today. You're doing pretty good. You're better than your average bear, but you're not quite to where you want to be. But even so, you do manage to pull a pretty sizable crowd to come and look at you. We're going to give you an additional +2 on your circus's income tonight.
Very nice. Look at me.
With that, you draw quite a bit of crowd. And you do hear that the people at the other camp are now trying to play some music to pull some of their customers back. It's not quite working for them. But they are doing their best to limit their losses.
Milo's getting really fucking into this.
As after some time passes and the shows are getting ready to start,
I don't think Matteo can help but throw some shade their way when they try to start pulling people back with the music.
We have much better musicians at our tent.
Yeah.
The grinding on your ears will cease if you come to my circus.
thanks for giving our circus a theme song.
Hey! Thanks for the background music, fellas. Always good to see performers working together.
This goes on for a while before you're given a messenger actually comes over with a ticket for you and your people, you plus like 5, to come to the VIP booth for their show later this evening.
Okay. Don't like that.
Hey,
Really
Vince,
don't like that.
We're gonna get jumped.
It's okay.
Putting on
We
a
want-
show so good that you're about to get jumped.
You
But,
put on a show so good, the rival circus sends the mafia after you.
Bitch, they are the mafia.
That's the joke!
To
On
be
our
fair,
way
I
back
think
to-
so's Matteo.
Yeah,
On our
we're
way-
all the mafia.
on our way back to the circus, I would say, Matteo. Hang on one second. Let me get to the room. Matteo, in my lands, we performed cattle raids, where we would openly and brazenly steal their livestock, and they could attempt to stop us. We've succeeded in a human raid. I think we'll have far more customers than them.
I think you might be right, or at least more than we would have had normally.
With that, I do believe it's time for circus rolls.
Circus rolls.
I'm going to. Here is my question for you guys, and I'm going to let you choose which of these you want to do, because one of them is rules as written, and the other one is how I prefer these things to be run. Would you rather we do a individual check for each of you to try to see how much money you make from the portion for the circus, right? Classic income-based check. Or would you rather, as a group, try to do a cooperative skill challenge?
How would that work exactly?
Depends on the skill.
To see how well each of you is able to enhance the circus event.
That sounds good to me. I like that.
Cooperative.
That
I
sounds
like that idea. I also have no idea what I would do.
Well, start thinking about it.
I got mine.
To those of you who have played Panic at the Dojo, it runs similarly to how we did it there.
Callbacks to things that weren't streamed.
Quite simply, how this is going to work is, I'm going to start describing the circus. At any point, I want each of you to jump in and either solve a problem or enhance it in some way. Based on what you're trying to do, we will assign it a skill or general check.
What do you mean enhance a problem? Like
solve a problem or enhance it in some way. So, for example, enhance the show in some way. So,
okay, not make the problem greater. All right.
Oh, no. So I know that you guys are having a bit of a hard time thinking about what it could be. But for example, if there's a classic thing like a strongman act or an acrobatics act, you can simply do that check and try to beat the standard set by the show. My assumption is Matteo is trying to go pretty grand scale, right? This is a big show, right? This isn't some little...
This isn't just people performing outside the tent for the tent, but this is like a full-on performance. We doing the real shit today.
Okay, I have an idea for fixing a problem. Do you by chance have a tightrope?
We sure can make one! You mad bastard.
I definitely have we could do one of those where I'm put into a tank or whatever, and I'm chained up with locks and stuff, since I have a pretty good disabled device. Or I could do anything acrobatic
I wasn't where the whole party was getting performances, but I'm so down for that.
I'm just saying, I could...
We're doing this.
I could give you a Aegis and kind of maybe theme it as a vest, but it'll give you water breathing.
No, I want the real risk.
Alright, so just to establish, everyone who is working as it or outside of in helping in some way. So we know Milo is doing a strongman act, we know Matteo is the ringmaster. Midas, are you wanting to do a disable device thing? Are you wanting to be...
Like I said, I could do, it's just whatever up to the ringmaster. I could do anything acrobatics or anything disable device related.
What's the higher skill? What is the higher skill?
Acrobatics is definitely the higher skill, but only, not marginally. Not
actually,
a whole lot.
Moravait
acrobatics is higher skill.
Moravait was wanting to do a tightrope thing. You guys can do a duo act.
What would
I
be
know exactly what we can do.
Okay. I was about to say, what are you high in for the tightrope thing?
Simple. Simple. You and I, you can't fly, but you can hover, right?
I can glide.
Cool. Is there any way to hide an Aegis?
I'm so glad my goofy character concept has led to this.
I feel like we talked about, remind me your,
I'm pretty sure I'm witch marked.
Yeah, your magic is obvious. Your magic will be obvious.
So they could tell, they're under the influence of my magic. Would they be able to tell
They
What
can
are
tell
you
what
trying to
kind
do?
of magic.
Do it.
They can tell
What are you
what
trying
kind.
to do with your magic?
I can give you a fly speed. So, like, we could be walking on opposite ends of the tightrope, bump into each other, then do, like, a fucking swan dive.
What? Why don't we
mean,
just
having a dragon fly around the circus
And a human?
and doing
Aasimar?
acrobatic tricks and everything. I think that.
Wait, you're an Aasimar. You also have wings, don't you?
Technically, yes. But, I mean, Aasimar can't typically fly.
Yeah, but you can still like flap the wings and make it look like you're flying.
I could transform into a bird.
You can fucking shapeshift. Hold on. No, I knew that, but like, why are we discussing all this?
I forgot about that fact until I started mentioning that, until you mentioned that I had wings. Completely forgot I could shapeshift.
We definitely should have discussed these acts a little bit beforehand, but I'm loving this.
If there's shapeshifting
I might have an
involved, I was afraid to tell you all, but over the 3 days that I've known you, I can tell it really won't affect any of you whatsoever. I'm capable of shapeshifting, marginally.
Lovely.
Into what? Into what?
Are we in a private area? Like, could we like usher us to a back room?
Yeah.
My internet's really slow. GM, did you send the picture that I sent you?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Milo would say, it can be bloody. If I take it slow, it's not. But here goes, I guess. And Milo's skin would rip
Oh
off,
my
sending blood
God,
across the
no.
walls.
No,
That's terrifying.
No.
Oh my god.
I love to think that's just it cuts, like you're just like, okay, here it goes. It cuts to us. We just get like paint splattered, like literally like someone drops a paint bucket of blood onto us, and we'll just go a little much.
He's just standing up really stiff and uncomfortably and nods and says, I understand. And transforms back.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, you can maybe grow some fur.
You know,
Wow.
if we ever need to do like a spooky theme for a show, you're the first person I'm coming to, because holy shit, if I didn't come from a town run by devils, I would be terrified right now.
I was greatly mistreated by my family for it.
Jesus.
I'm so
Well-
excited for this show.
You will not find that here, I promise you. That's cool as shit. Anyway,
Thank you. Guess I can't do that.
Back to the circus.
okay. I think we're gonna keep you on the strongman act, but I will put that in the back pocket for later.
I would like to do it at some point so I could overcome personal issues regarding it. Thank you.
Trust
for
me,
this
you will get
inspiration.
plenty of opportunities to do that.
Yeah, Milo's happy about that, like a genuine smile.
Alright. So.
What was Marivin thinking for his?
Oh
act?
yeah!
I have two options. So I can either do a bit of a light show with my magic, or the funnier option. You ever seen those acts where they shoot a guy with a cannonball?
I've seen people get shot out of a cannon.
I'm sorry, with a cannon or out of a cannon?
With a cannon.
Are you suggesting we shoot you with a cannon?
How durable is Marivin?
I don't know,
More than a
Marv.
fucking cannon?
I'm not asking you. I'm asking the GM.
Are you actually trying to ask me right now, can you withstand a cannon shot?
Can I withstand a weak cannon shot?
Like, you know, like one of those small, like, turret cannons they have on the sides of boats.
Oh, just a small cannon. Why
You
didn't
know.
you say so?
Okay, to be fair, right? To be fair, he is wearing, like, dwarven stone steel armor.
Listen,
I'm listening.
How did we get here?
there's
Hearing?
only one kind of cannon in Pathfinder, okay? I only have one of them.
And how much damage does it
Okay,
do?
then use the next scale down to represent the. I'm stuck as Matteo right now.
That's probably a good thing, though.
Right. I should just go down a step. It'll only be about 5d8.
Oh,
He could.
To be fair,
I could take that.
I'm about to say, I think he could take that, honestly. A full-size
take that.
cannon compared to one of those tiny little swivel guns, that's what they're called.
So here's the thing. It's 5d8 hit points. Here's the thing. If he's letting it hit him, right? There's the argument that if we're letting it hit him, I think that might count as a critical hit.
No, it is
Well,
not.
no, but
because
he's
a
gonna be
critical hit
prepared
is
for
specifically
it.
like a good hit. Just getting shot at is a different thing than getting shot like directly in the fucking heart or
All right,
whatever.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't think we should get caught up in the technicalities of it. I don't think it should happen. Like,
Okay, the point is that can he survive it? Yes, probably. He's probably able to survive a cannon shot. I'm gonna say it's a 5% chance of critical.
You know
We
what,
can
let's
also
every
just fake
single
it.
one
We
of
can
us
just
put-
fire a blank cannon and have
Yeah.
Marivin like pull a cannonball out.
no,
Like,
Or
let's-
also, pack less gunpowder.
Or that
No.
too.
No. How about every single one of us put our lives on the line for the show? I think that's what we should do. Each one of us just.
I'm
have-
gonna
But
do
the
my
problem
act
is-
on the tightrope.
Like, we're all gonna die because of the circus. I think that'll be a great end to the.
Circus
Honestly,
TPK, let's go!
Just
Yes,
TPK.
circus TPK.
What a hell of
All
a
I'm
way to end
saying-
this campaign.
I want that
Most
to
I
happen
could
just so I
survive
can
the
call the
cannon.
episode that. That's so
I could
funny.
survive the cannon shot.
The episode where they die at the circus.
This is the part where he kills you.
This is the part where he kills you. It's just a circus tent.
The circus tent in Mateo's background is 10 times more threatening now.
Easy. Instead of firing normal ammunition, you fire a modified smoke bomb. That is a thing. That is
We
an
could do
actual
that.
thing.
We could actually do that because it'll do less damage and it'll also be a lot more dramatic because there'll be smoke everywhere.
And that one, I can almost guarantee you survive.
Not to mention, we
Yeah,
could hide
yeah,
a
I'll be-
cannonball somewhere too. So when the smoke clears, Marivin's just holding the cannonball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so good actually.
Fucking like hold it to the stomach and then just like lift it up. That type of shit.
I think that is an awesome plan.
Alrighty. Trying to think of what skill we have him roll for that.
I wonder, should I
It's a
even wear armor
fortitude
for-
save.
Actually, I
Because
kind
if
of like
wa-
that. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, if I want it to hit me, should I even wear armor for it for spectacle?
Yes.
Nah, it'll be okay.
It wouldn't affect the crit range though. Right? Am I crazy?
No, you're correct. You would survive it even without armor.
I've been
Hmm.
kind of coming in and out of the conversation, but we're shooting someone with a cannon.
Me.
Oh, nice.
Because yeah, it's not crit if it's 10 over, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so it wouldn't affect the crit range at all.
People love a
I say
spectacle.
go for it.
We should. This is out of character, but we should definitely advertise that we're shooting someone with a cannon because I feel like that alone would get all the people that just want to.
We're definitely going to be advertising all of these acts, but the canon one is definitely going to pull more dudes. If I know anything about people,
Yeah, that one I would go see that.
This is the headline.
Watch a dude get shot with a fucking cannon.
watch the mighty Marv get shot with a cannon.
Not and live. Would just love to point out, y'all did not clarify that he lived.
It's just he's fucking dead.
It creates
Good show.
suspense.
It was one act.
Once.
Oh,
All
one
right.
act.
The really
The-
crazy thing
the
is if
fucking-
you schedule it multiple times.
The poster is just a gravestone.
It just
All right,
it spells your name wrong.
Moravaint,
It
what are
just
you
says
doing?
Marvin.
Well, I can shapeshift and I can be, like supporting character, supporting act. So, Marivin.
All right, then I believe everyone has their duties. We're going to begin the circus. In the interest of keeping this as cinematic as possible, I'm going to do my best to not skip any individual details of the circus as we go through. Which also means I want you to think for a moment before we start, Matteo. Because you're going to have to give a little bit of a speech. So I want you to think for a moment. And tell me when you're ready.
Hold on. Hold on.
If there was ever a time to have you speak as Matteo, this would be it.
Time is now.
Give me a second. I can I make a song request for this?
Why not?
As long as it's vaguely copyright neutral.
It's a Kevin MacLeod song, so yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Did you say MacLeod?
MacLeod or MacLeod? What's his, how do you pronounce
MacLeod.
Cloud.
Cloud from
MacLeod?
Final Fantasy.
You should be able to just add it to the queue and then
It's Kevin
Hit
MacLeod,
next.
right?
MacLeod.
Kevin MacLeod's fighting Sephiroth?
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to entertain. It's what I do.
you can either send me the link and I'll do
Yeah,
it.
it's just
or-
MacLeod.
Or you can add it. You know how the bot works.
What's the music bot?
It's just
Flash play.
yeah, /play.
In what channel? Oh, DJ
Any of 'em.
commands.
DJ commands or anywhere. It only shows it to you anyway. I didn't realize that when I made the thingy.
All right. Give me a second before you go to it. I gotta think here for a second.
Do I need to go on BRB?
Maybe.
I can do that just to be safe. Here, let's give it a few minutes. Everyone get water, etc.
All right. Let's get a music change.
Ladies and gentlemen, neithers, boths, in-betweens, and all other configurations of being, welcome to the inaugural performance of the mighty Menagerie of Madness. I am Matteo Malandri, Matteo the Magnificent, if you will, ringleader of the fine band of performers you will see here tonight. Here you will witness the finest displays of skill and talent, the most death-defying feats performed by mortals, and excitements you could never believe if you weren't seeing it here today. So, without further ado, sit back, fine people of Honeymead, and enjoy the show. And I like to think Matteo disappears in a poof of red smoke.
Who's up first?
We're going strongman, right?
Yep.
All right. I need an explanation of Milo of what you are going to be doing.
Will that be given by
Milo.
Matteo? Because I didn't think Milo really liked.
No, I just need him to describe what he's doing on stage.
Oh,
He's not
okay,
telling the
gotcha,
crowd.
gotcha.
I just need him to tell me
I
what
got
he's doing.
I got you.
Precisely.
Okay. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I was gonna lift something and I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
I believe it was the mast
post,
of
the mast.
the mast.
main
And I can
circuit.
lift that without my mule back cords. It's just a struggle, right?
Yeah, probably.
Or- Is it a okay? Either way.
It would be a struggle without him, but I think you can do it.
Okay. I need somebody to explain the muleback chords. Milo would not do that. So Milo walks out. I'd say he's dragging the thing, like he drags it out onto the stage, the mast. And before his attendant, whoever Matteo hooked him up with, Milo raises a hand and says, "I am Milo Thraz," and he like repeats it in Orcish. He says, after he says that in Common and Orcish, he would also say, "I'm seeking a orc named Vrek Dahl. If any of you are aware of him, meet me after the circus act. I will now begin." And then I gesture at the attendant to introduce me. And introduce the act, at least. How the... You know, and to
Mateo,
explain
who would
the
you
old
have sent
backwards,
to
because
introduce him?
Can I just introduce him myself?
Yeah, if you want to appear somewhere.
A poof of red smoke will appear somewhere in the audience, and a spotlight
Milo-
will go on Mateo.
Milo tries to not look startled.
What was Milo's last name again?
Raz.
Raz.
Mateo would say, and here, the first of our acts, we have Milo Thraz, the newest of our bunch, and by far one of the strongest beings I have ever met in my life. Now, you may not believe that, given the man's less than impressive stature, but behold as he lifts the very beam supporting this tent above you. Go ahead, Milo.
I pick it up. Milo leans down and grabs one end and lifts it up from like tilts it upwards till it's pointing towards the top of the tent, and then lifts it up.
You lift it up, raising the top of the tent slightly, and pushing it up to show everyone that not only is it a real mast, but it is capable of pushing up the top of the tent.
I assume I can do it with one hand with the muleback cords as a struggle.
One
right?
hand with the muleback cords, two hands without.
I switch to one hand and kind of move it around a little bit, maybe throw it up slightly and catch it. Scary, but I'll try. And then point at the muleback cords on my neck and look at Matteo.
Give him
Like,
a thumbs
ask him
up.
to
Oh, wait, I have to do wait, huh?
Yeah, the muleback cords are a magical item that lets you lift things with ease. And I'm about to rip them off after you explain that.
Okay. I will, point. Now, it may come as a shock to some of you, especially those that are magically inclined. You may say, but Matteo, that man is clearly wearing muleback cords. For those of you that don't know, they are a common form of magical item to help people lift things they wouldn't normally be able to lift. Well, watch this.
I rip it the fuck off, struggle for a second, putting both hands back on the thing, and then stand tall, straightening my legs.
You stand tall, lifting it back above your head.
Push the tent up slightly. Whenever I do that, look up kind of nervously, and then look down at the crowd, and I just want to fucking roar. Like a victory
Is
roar.
he having to do a skill?
I
check for any of
need
this?
an intimidation check.
Oh,
There we go.
Now, he may not look it, but when Milo screams and his veins pop out to the front immediately, spittle goes flying, he can put us all into being scary. Let's hope he succeeds here. So I desperately try to find where the skill checks are.
Under the skills tab.
I know I'm there. I don't see... There it is. It's alphabetical.
You're
blind
doing great.
GM, right?
blind GM.
Yeah, blind GM.
Okay.
As he roars, you could all see a small hint of the beast he had showed you earlier that afternoon. And even those of you who know you are completely safe can feel a twinge of fear as it shakes you to your core.
Drop it to
Yes.
the...
Go ahead.
Drop it to the ground after the roar and let it like thud and send dirt up. And then grab my arms around it, throw it over my shoulder, and carry it off stage.
You do so to thunderous applause.
But when I get backstage, puke.
Can we get him a Gatorade?
Somebody get me some Icker.
No.
So far, Matteo, the crowd is loving it. Opening act has grabbed their attention.
So from where he was standing in the audience, he will slide down the railing and kick himself over the ledge and back into the tent space, into the performance space. He will walk back into the middle and look to the crowd and say, "Well, sure glad he's on our side, eh?" for the next act, something a little less scary, a little more artsy, if that's your sort of thing. We were doing the trapeze thing first.
Yeah,
for our
and
next-
I'm
yes.
also disguised as a kobold, not like myself. I don't look like myself. I'm disguised as a kobold. Do I need to run a
Alright.
check for that to begin the thing, or?
No.
Okay.
At this distance, you could have easily disguised. You're fine.
All right.
These next two performers are going to show you that you wait, no, kobold form doesn't have wings, yeah?
I don't have wings. Yeah.
Okay. These next two performers will show you that you don't exactly need functional wings to fly. Please welcome to the stage what is Midas going by in this
Ha
form?
ha. Ha ha.
Uh-huh.
Please welcome to the stage Moravaint and Haha as they perform. You're doing the Dragon Tamer theme, yeah?
No, the trapeze.
The trapeze. As they perform gravity-defying feats in this very tent. And he will back away and let them come on stage as the trapeze poles are set in place.
All right. I need you two to explain to me what your act is going to appear like.
I can. Do you want me to do it?
Actually, that's probably a good idea, because I can't tell you the last time I've seen anything trapeze-esque.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I am Haha, the most handsome kobold you will ever see. I and my compatriot will be flying through the air with no safety net, doing death-defying acrobatics. And as you can see, I cannot fly, and neither can... What was your name again?
Moravaint.
The mighty Moravaint! Ha ha! Alright. And so I'm guessing we're like on opposite ends of like the
Presumably.
Probably, yeah.
yeah, the tent, like at, you know, a good height. I don't know what height like the tent is or whatever, but a nice like 30.
I've never been to a
20 feet
circus.
up. Yeah, we'll just say like a nice 20-30 feet up, you know? Like on little platforms, about to do
Mhm.
little like swinging things.
Absolutely.
Where, I
Alright.
swing, you catch me sort of deal.
Gotcha. All right. As you launch into your performance, Midas makes the first leap of faith, so to speak.
Yep. Yep.
I need to see an acrobatics check.
Alrighty.
And as you begin going for this stunt, you lose your footing slightly and are launched slightly off the mark. Moravaint, you can see as he begins to jump that you are not going to be able to catch him using normal methods. Do you have anything in mind to stop this before he reveals that he can?
Am I able to...
With the modifier I have? Are you serious?
Yes.
What is like the mark I need to be hitting on this shit? I didn't
Just
realize
trust
it-
me. Just trust me.
Okay. I was about to say, what the absolute fuck?
am I able to use mercy at all? To, like, grab him and throw him towards where
Ooh,
he's supposed to be?
Interesting. We talked about that, but it wasn't represented yet.
Yeah, I don't remember our...
Well, I was gonna
Answer.
say, this is pretty high up too, so Mercy's a rather small individual, isn't?
Well, he's human size. He is the size of a human.
Oh.
I'm
if I
going
can't
to
catch
say-
him, I could touch him and put an Aegis on him, to kind of like, I don't know, give him some speed towards his mark.
Yeah, easy. Well, I assume he's jumping towards you. Typically, the trapeze is catching each other and things like that. But yeah, I would say you could probably. Okay. I have an idea for this. Do you want me to just take it and run? I know you're
Yeah.
less confident here. All right. You see that he is going to miss his mark and you'll need to make contact with him. But all you would have to do is touch him. If you were to go for your mark early, it might be a somewhat challenging mark, but it is possible you could go for a tap along the jump and launch him to his mark, so to speak. Are you willing to take the risk?
I'm willing to take that risk because it'll be cool. I would like to mention that I can put Aegis on ranged as well if I need to.
Oh, that actually is much easier then. In that case, tell me how you're going to make your Aegis appear that isn't just,
Armor.
I know you can change the way it looks, so...
Yeah, make it look like I farted and got to you. Oh, shit. I know that's so fucking stupid.
Give us
that is
cinematic.
hilarious.
Not
Give
at
us
my
cinematic.
fucking show.
Convince me that it wasn't accidental. That's what you're going for. Make it look intentional.
So, roughly how far off of his mark is he?
He would miss your hand by inches.
Yeah, fart, for sure.
But when you cast your magic, it's going to look intentional. Like, you're going to have to cast magic, so they're going to see it.
In that case, in order to throw him towards his mark, I want it to look like a ribbon coming off of my arm and grabbing his.
That sounds good.
And as I throw him, it's going to stay connected to him as the Aegis. Like a ribbon around him.
Gotcha. As you launch out said ribbon, you would all see one of the lucents leave his hand, and much of the crowd would gasp, recognizing the creature that he is now using. However, as they see it become a ribbon and launch the other member, you would see them all begin to clap, as if this was only more impressive.
All right.
Now, you've rescued his, but I am going to need another check from you, Midas, another acrobatics check, to recover and show that you are able to do it on your own now. Can I get a second acrobatics check for you? Much better.
Yeah.
You telling me I hit like a nat 1 on that
2.
fucking thing?
You rolled a 2.
2.
And
That's
an
hilarious.
18 isn't high enough? Crazy.
This is a grand scale, man.
Hey,
This isn't.
all right.
trapeze is difficult.
Yeah, I agree. 2's not good enough.
You proceed to show the crowd that you are capable of much more than your initial failure.
Yeah.
And the two of you are eventually clapped down towards the end of your act. Is there any way you want to finish strong? Is there any final thing you're wanting to impress?
Yeah, trying to visualize this.
Can I throw him like up into the air, and then as I'm swinging over to the next trapeze, transform into a bird, like my bird form, and catch him, and then glide back down?
Yes.
You're big
Cool.
enough bird, you can catch me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
a
I'm
medium
practically.
creature. He's a
Okay.
medium creature as a bird.
Terrific.
As a matter of fact, I think technically you can ride him.
Terrific. Let's do it.
All right. In that case, once again, I think for this finisher, I need one more check from Midas
I got it.
Hilarious.
Acrobatics.
for the correct catching at the end.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Do you want
Midas,
one for me
you are-
to accommodate it all?
You're using abilities of yours to bypass pretty well.
I guess that's fair.
I'm not gonna take that.
Okay.
Your things are guaranteed, so there's not really a reason to.
That's fair.
As you launch Midas up into the air, oh, okay. Midas.
Yep.
You have breeze flight. You remember that?
Uh-huh.
As you're going up into the air, you are falling much sooner than normal. To most, this slight misjudgment on the drop might actually result in you hitting the ground.
Uh-huh.
However, your breeze flight is going to give you a chance to adjust.
Uh-huh.
I'd like you to make one more check, because that one was a nat 1.
Fly? That
Your
acrobatics
breeze
was a nat 1,
Nat
so I
one.
need you
Your
need a
breeze
fly
flight
check.
can give you advantage on these.
A fly
So
check.
instead of- Yep.
All right, terrific.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, fly check.
Oh no.
And recovered masterfully. You all watch as he is launched much further off the mark than intended before he suddenly glides forward directly into position to be grabbed. Making it look as if this was always the plan.
Uh-huh.
As you both land, Matteo, the act is over.
Matteo would once again appear somewhere in the audience in a poof of red smoke. And as he would step out of the smoke, he would say, "Now, wasn't that one of the most amazing things you've ever seen? But that is not the end for tonight. No. You see, we have one more thing we would like to perform for you all. This one's a little unconventional." He's walking down the stairs at this point.
Fair enough.
You may have heard of the Battle of Beachcrest that happened not too long ago. I and my troop were involved in that little debacle.
The crowd is silent listening to your story.
And you see, of the band I have with me, none I saw that day could take more of a beating, could take more hits and still keep going than the good friend that's about to step out in front of you all today. And he would go, "Marivin, if you would step out to the crowd, please."
Marivin fucking saunters on out. I have a very good reference image here.
Oh,
Marivin
God.
saunters on out. Fucking just. Yeah, thank you.
I hate
Wearing-
Druid.
Beautiful.
Wearing no armor. Nothing. And I would assume the cannon is being aligned at this time.
As you come out, Matteo would kind of clap with the audience and then say, "And the next piece of our performance." And he would open up a flap and roll out a cannon and have the operator come out as well.
The operator, Jimmy, begins
Jimmy!
bringing out the cannon.
Of course, everyone give a round of applause for my wonderful assistant here, Jimmy. He has been a credit helping put this all together, along with everyone who has worked on this show today.
He would carry it out, and carrying with him, showfully made, what appears to be a high explosive cannonball.
Now, you may all be wondering what the hell is about to happen. Well, it's exactly what you think. My friend here is going to load that cannonball into this cannon, and my friend Mirigan, and my friend Mirigan, my friend Marvin, no, my
My wife.
my friend Marvin, Marivin, Jesus Christ, your name starts with an M-A.
Marvin.
Marvin, my friend Marvin, is gonna take that cannon shot like a champ. I've seen it once before, and you are all going to see it today.
Before the cannon is fully ready, Marvin is going to whip out a pair of goggles and just say, "Safer first." And
That makes Matteo laugh. He's gonna say, "All right, Marvin, brace. Jimmy, fire when ready."
Jimmy would make a very large show about carefully loading the cannonball as to not have it detonate in his hands. Step all the way around the back, he puts the fuse in, and then ties a second fuse to it, and ties a third fuse to it before stepping back as far as he can, and lighting it.
I'll start a drum roll. I want to start a drum roll.
You can, you all can tell he's faking it, but you all know Jimmy is very good at lying. As he sets it on fire and begins to cower slightly. Marivin,
Yep.
the cannon is going to fire. It is going to hit you. You have one task. You have to make it look like it didn't hurt. I need a fortitude check.
Great. God, I hope this works. I'm not sure if I can. Blind.
Nah, you got this, dog.
Would you prefer if I just add my mod? Because I'm not sure if I can say blind. Oh no, I
on
can.
summary.
Sorry.
You can do the fortitude check. You can do the fortitude check alive. Here is the thing, though. Your fortitude check is gonna have to be higher than the damage you receive.
Oh. Okay. Yikes.
That's fine.
Yikes.
So,
Yeah, we got this.
for a full success, you have to make it look like it didn't hurt. Now, you are having a few benefits. It's not truly a raw roll, but 24.
Boss. Boss, I
Not
don't
20,
think
it's
I can
fine.
get that.
All right, Marivin. You're about to be shot in the chest with a cannon.
Yeah, this is a smoke bomb too, so there will be some delay, like in recovery, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. That damage should actually be a little lower. I didn't think about that.
yeah, it's the smoke bomb.
You're right. You're right. I'll roll again.
No,
it's
an
only
actual
going
cannon.
to be
He's gonna roll 24 again.
16.
All right,
That works a little better for you.
a little lower.
Should I roll this public or blind?
Public is fine.
Okay.
You all watch
Drum
the
roll,
cannon
please.
go off. As it
Please.
hits, it detonates.
Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say, if he were to have like the syringe on hand, would that help? Like in the smoke, like if you were able to use the syringe.
If he stimmed in the smoke,
Yeah.
I imagine that might help him some.
All right. He can have all of them. Like he can have every. We got 4 of them.
I'm gonna say he can get away with using one stim in the smoke.
Okay,
With
all right,
the
all right,
healing on
all right.
one stim again. Was it 1d8? I believe it was 1d8,
Think so?
wasn't it?
What about the healing salve?
That would. I'm gonna say no on the healing salve. I'm gonna say that they're gonna notice if you have a massive healing salve covering your body.
Okay,
Syringe,
yeah,
I would
fair.
say you
Hold on,
can do
hold on.
pretty quick.
Let me think of one more thing. Give me 1 second. 'Cause
I
we
also
would
have another
we would already
trick that
prep
I-
for this.
that I
guess.
might be
Like, we
able
would
to
already prep
use.
for this. Like a resist energy of choice, that wouldn't count as like an energy.
No,
would it?
no, this wouldn't help with this. This is just direct bludgeoning.
It's smoke damage.
I do have a plan C.
Okay. I don't have any plan Bs, so. Other than a random
So I
potion.
rolled a 10.
But go ahead and roll the syringe because he's right. That would help you.
1d8.
I believe so. Is that what the roll is?
I'm not sure. It
Syringe.
does not have a description.
No, it's
Oh.
more than that. 1d8 plus
Oh
3.
my god.
That would be enough.
The 3 untyped is
Yeah, it's just 10.
for
It's
your
just
drain.
10, but he only needed 6.
yeah.
You syringe yourself in the smoke before they're looking and manage to hide it again. And as the smoke clears, you would all see Marivin holding a cannonball.
Fucking raise it high in triumph.
And with that, the crowd begins to cheer. Matteo, finish strong.
As all the cannonry clears out, he's gonna walk out and kind of waft away some of the yellow smoke and says, "Sorry about all the smoke, folks. My operator was never mind. Well, wasn't that a fine show for you fine folks, eh? I hope you all enjoyed, and I do hope to see some of you again next time we perform. We tend to operate out of Beachcrest, but this is the first of our proper performances, and I am so lucky to have had a crowd as fine as you to witness it. But, unfortunately, all things must come to an end, and at this hour, so must our show. Thank you all for coming out. And I'm really trying not to do a YouTuber outro.
And have a good night.
All right.
And you have a fine rest of the festival. And he will take a bow and again will disappear in a cloud of red smoke.
Now, across the entire evening, across all of that, I have not had you make a skill check. But at this moment, I need you.
All right.
I assume this would be one of your performs.
Probably, but my ringmaster profession is also just the same amount, so
That
it's
would be
any,
allowed, yeah. Any of those.
I'll do ringmaster for the sake of what's going on here.
And with that, the crowd cheers, and the place would begin to slow down as your drums and things begin to give the final outro. The crowd seems pleased. However, we did have a few things along the road that did take away, particularly in the acrobatics department.
Yeah.
So while it was a good show and better than most, there is still room for improvement. Now, with all of that, this evening has been, shall we say, very lucrative. With the final roll check, and I am using Matteo's as the final roll check, as that is the one going over the entire evening. Each of you will be receiving double the amount of money that he could have made on his own in this show. Which does mean each of you will be receiving 58 GP for this evening's show.
Woo.
Which is exactly 58 GP short of what it would have been.
You're a hater.
Hey,
How much was it?
but it's
58?
you're making 58 GP. It is 29 higher than Matteo could have made in a week on his own.
I gotta know. Milo would go around trying to find out. Does it look like more people came to our performance than theirs?
Yes.
Yes. We take
Other shows like this proceed through the evening. I'm using that as the one scripted example of how most of the shows went. But as the night goes on, you'd be making this money. I assume towards the end of the night after your last show, you would go to one of the ones you've been requested at.
Yes. I'm gonna go. I have to maintain appearances.
That cannon hurt.
I'm going to extend the invitation to everyone else. They may decline. It ain't hurting my feelings.
I'm going in case you get jumped.
I'll go.
I'm going in case you get jumped.
I already got jumped once today, and it was fine.
Milo is going in case you get jumped by a few guys. Moravaint's going in case you get jumped by a girl. On that note, you all head over to the amphitheater. You are greeted by music long before you get there. And when you arrive, a few of the security, if you want to call them that, would actually escort you on site up towards the VIP area. There is a box just to the side and above the stage, very, very close. You can actually see many of the musicians from your seating. Most of it is pretty fast-paced. You imagine most of the musicians are probably on Icker with how fast they're playing. But after a short time, she would actually slip into the place and sit down next to Matteo. Once she sits down, she goes, "So, I heard your show was just spectacular."
There's room for improvement. It is our first proper show, after all, but I'd say it went pretty well.
In none of
Hey,
my
Marivin,
shows,
how's your bruise doing?
I feel like $1 million.
Even in
some
my
boy.
shows, I don't shoot my friends with a cannon.
Believe it or not, his request. It was his idea.
Well, I know where to send you next time you're in the Citadel.
Was that to me or Marivin?
To Marivin.
Yeah. Sure.
Anyway, I do believe a deal is a deal. You were asking me to tell you about what's been going on in the Citadel, right?
I was. I am a bit curious at what's been keeping my boss from coming down to visit.
You remember when Fanim showed up in the Citadel back in the day?
I know of Fanim. I assume I know of this event.
It was kind of hush hush, but Fanim is the guy who runs the bloody duelist, the Crimson duelists, for the Empress.
Okay.
Not Empress, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It was the dude we
Cut-
met up
uh,
with before we went into the Feywilds.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
They would say. Oh.
Yeah.
They would say, "Yeah, I remember." It caused a bit of a hush across the crowd.
Yeah, remember he came in with that adventuring party of his. I think one of them is one of your boss's guys now, the artist, I think. And the other one went and made that pesky orc city.
Oh, Restoration. Love that place.
Restoration, right.
Been there once. It was very nice.
Right.
That's where I got my labor.
When those three showed up, back in the day. I mean, I know you were young back then, but
Oh yeah, that must have been only here like a year or so, I bet.
yeah, well, there was this guy that was causing some problems for the city at the time. Some kind of necromancer.
I don't have this thing.
Put the thing away.
Put the thing away. Put that thing back, or so help me.
Well, anyway, my understanding is he and Geoffrey had some history, and the guy was trying to what's the word? Well, I'm not sure if he was trying to bury the hatchet or bury it in Geoffrey.
Both are possible, knowing Geoffrey and how he makes friends.
Either way, the guy caused quite a bit of trouble for the city. Geoffrey sent some people after him. Those that came back didn't come back quite the same. I think some deals were made. Anyway, the undead kind of stopped showing up. We're not entirely sure why, or at least I don't know. But rumor has it a couple of undead are up to the northwest of here, and Joffrey's been a little cagey.
Huh. That's...
I just kind of thought you'd know, since you're prodigal son.
I haven't gotten much word from Geoffrey since I started operating down here.
Well, that's not a shocker. He's been locked away for a lot of it.
I've had no idea. And
he just really lets you run rampant.
I do good work. What can I say?
Well, I'd just be careful, the guy might be hanging on by a thread. Be a real shame if you lost all those powers that made you you.
I've got insurance for that sort of thing, and he's gonna tap his cane on the floor. Besides, I've learned not to rely on that as much. I mean, I got my wit for a reason. Might as well use it. These guys can attest.
Always overconfident. Got you in a lot of trouble back in the day.
Yeah, but back then I couldn't back it up.
He's gotten all of us out of a lot of trouble now.
And you said I didn't.
I wouldn't worry about him.
And you said I didn't have any friends.
I just know that if Matteo dies, then Geoffrey is just going to be beside himself.
Good thing he won't die.
I'm unaccustomed to the way you people speak. Is there something you're trying to say?
He doesn't get metaphor.
What part of that was a metaphor?
Mateo's boss likes him a lot, honey.
Well,
Don't
I also like
patronize the
Mateo a
man.
lot.
You said don't use metaphor. Now I'm just being direct.
Direct, huh?
It's not really my style, but I am capable.
Either way, it's a little concerning.
Citadel's changed a lot since you left, you know.
And yet the people stay the same.
We'll see. With everything going on, waiting on the ditches to fill.
Won't be long before they start overflowing.
That's kind of the idea, isn't it?
Yeah. Just be nice if we could avoid it.
Not the same Matteo we knew back in the day. Not sure I like it.
I don't care.
Never mind, same Matteo. She starts to get up. You enjoy the show, but just so you know, this territory... Well, the Citadel might not be isolating much longer if this keeps...
They're not isolating already. What do you think I'm doing?
I wasn't talking about Geoffrey. Or even Glacia.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
We always knew Sloth was playing a slow game.
I always thought they were a different kind of slow.
Well, that too.
Sloth, is that sir?
That
Is
is,
that-
sir.
Okay.
She would stretch out. We're saying, it's nice meeting all of you. Hopefully we'll see you back in the city. If you ever want, I got a few rooms for you.
Milo
No.
says nothing.
I really like the idea that he actively says, I say nothing.
Mateo just kind of looks back and says, never again.
Shame.
You know, I'd hoped you changed a little bit. A little part of me did.
Oh, I change all the time.
You know what I mean.
Well,
You're not stupid.
back in the day, you were one of our best. Nowadays, well, I'm starting to wonder if you'd even make it in the Citadel at this point.
Will you cease your infernal shrieking, woman?
Jesus Christ!
I've run my tongue through several insults to me and my compatriots, but you don't seem capable of stopping.
You would see her
Holy
grin
shit.
really widely at all of that. Before glancing back to Matteo and say, him, I like him.
Moravaint would just be struggling not to laugh at that.
Mateo is too, but when he hears what she says, he kind of like completely straightens up and just says, "All right, you touch any of them, I'll turn you into a fucking hat. You hear that?"
Don't worry, I don't plan
None
on
of us are
getting
gonna wear it.
hands-on.
An ugly hat.
And you said I didn't have any friends.
I was surprised.
Well, be surprised. Because frankly, I think I'm happier here than I ever was in the Citadel. I got a real family. You can close that door now.
She would nod, but on her way, you would see her stop for a moment and really stare at Milo for a second.
Don't let
Milo,
it hit you.
her eyes are looking through you. It's uncomfortable.
It probably won't work. But Milo will step forward and try to stare her down. An intimidate check.
I will let you roll an intimidate. I also want you to roll a blind perception.
It's like it's like
As
looking at a gorilla.
As Milo is standing, like, really still, I imagine Mateo's just gonna slowly put his hat on Milo.
Oh wait, that was a self roll. Shit.
Yeah.
hang on.
Wrong one.
Was the other one a good one? Or was that also a...
That's fine.
Okay.
You try to stare her down, but she does not seem intimidated. For a moment, though, as you stare at her, you would see her tattoos shift slightly, and for just a moment, you would see some bone horns or antlers begin to leave her head before retracting. And as they retracted, she would nod slightly before giving you a smile and beginning to leave.
I will spin around and face Matteo and say, "Was that woman one of your friends before?"
As much as I hate to say it, we were more than friends for a while.
I don't understand how you would let someone like that.
What can I say? I'm a hopeless romantic.
I'd never understand how you would take it in the back from someone like that.
Mateo swipes his backpack. Give me that.
I'm sorry. I asked Moravaint, and he wouldn't explain what it meant, but it sounds intimate.
Oh.
I would
put my
rather
hand
not-
underneath my desk.
I would rather not talk about this in a fucking theater booth at the show run by my ex.
We shall talk about it later, and you'll teach me what an X is.
It means we used to date. And we don't anymore. It's not complicated.
Does Milo know what dating is?
That's
Milo is assuming. He's working it out. He probably knows what dating is. I'm sure he's heard that before.
Well, you hadn't heard X, so...
It's comedic effect, that one.
Mateo was just kind of bury his face in his hands.
We're gonna get killed one day.
Of course.
Prematurely. If we
Yes. We
keep
wouldn't want to
goading
die in
people.
bed.
I just hope. Oh my god.
We have a saying where I come from, Marivin, that it is better to do it than to live in fear of it. We weren't
Yeah,
goading
she
her,
threw the
she was
first
goading us.
insults.
I would not be cowed.
I would not be cowed. Talking about goats.
And talking about
Oh, it's a good-
livestock.
No one said you had to live in fear, but it would be nice to die in a bed.
Wouldn't you be? Never mind. Well,
This music
I'm
sucks.
going to get drunk.
Yeah, I need this show to be over. Because I don't want to risk her coming back. I don't think she will, but. I made a lot of dumb choices in the Citadel. That was one of them.
Going
all
there
made
was a dumb
mistakes.
choice.
I was like 19. I was a dumb kid. And then I joined the Mafia, and I was stuck there for 10 years.
At 19, aren't you primarily developed?
Well, like, you could still grow. You could change as a person.
Yeah, physically yes, but mentally.
Just a couple
not as
days
much.
ago, I skinned the guy's face. Now look at me. I'm doing show tunes.
What'd you do with the face?
Throw it into the sea.
That is the
Why?
worst question you could have asked.
Why'd you throw it into
Titan-
this? Milo's
Technically, we threw it at
genuinely.
another guy.
What was I
Milo's
supposed to do?
genuinely
Keep it?
baffled.
Roll it up into a fucking tube and put it in a scroll case? What do you expect me to do with it? I tossed it in the sea. I didn't care about the guy. I did
Don't
it for
cut off
effect.
his face.
Ah, showmanship.
Fuck, it is, isn't it? God damn it.
You are an excellent showman.
Ugh.
You guys want to go to the bar?
Yes.
I guess I'll chaperone.
Midas, Moravaint, would you like to accompany us?
Can't hurt.
Yeah, I need a fucking drink. My performance was shit tonight.
It's your
I
first
thought
show.
you did
You'll
quite
do
well. If I fell from that high, I would have died. Well, I would have definitely been injured. I thought you did remarkable. And then we're gonna go get hammered.
that.
You
That
know
is
the
true.
saying hammered but don't know X?
Milo nods and walks away.
Why is he walking away? We're traveling together.
Are you
Follow-
are you all heading
follow.
back to the circus to drink, or are you heading to the bar?
I want to head to the bar.
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 Bar it is. You all would all spend
me put
most
my
of the
armor
night
back
getting
on.
given free drinks by people at the bar.
If they buy
I
me a
am
drink,
not
I'll lick
drinking.
them.
I'll be the only one to not receive free drinks, I guess, since I won't be the same.
You were there.
You're getting them
Oh,
too.
but-
People liked your act. It was just,
Well, it wasn't me.
No, yeah, that's
Oh.
so true. They were
Oh.
like, who's this guy?
Who
He's
the
one of
hell
our
are you?
stagehands.
I'll be like, I was the guy on the drum. You did the drum thing. That was me.
I like the drum thing.
well, you all go. You have a great evening, drinking, and not driving.
While we're at the bar, who haven't I asked what you believe? I know I asked Moravaint. Have I asked anyone else?
Yeah, so
No,
I'm the only
not
one,
that I
I
know
think.
of.
I thought we talked about like my moral compass or something like that.
I think
like
we
my-
did. I
Yeah,
think we did actually.
Yeah.
I guess I would go. Milo would go up to Marivin at one point and sit down and say, "Could I ask you a direct question?"
I think all your questions are direct.
That's something I'll work on. I appreciate the commentary. What do you believe?
How so?
Like Milo's buffering for about 5 seconds. What drives you? What fills your heart with fiery passion? Why do you do the things you do?
Oh, I hope to do some good, but in certain cases like this, it seems more for gold or friends.
Thank you. Milo nods and walks away.
God, that guy walks away a lot.
He doesn't know how to finish conversations. He just leaves so he doesn't have to.
Well, Mateo's going to get exceptionally drunk.
Marvin is not drinking.
Is your name Marvin or Marivin?
Marvin,
I think we say
Marvin,
both all
I
the
pronounce
time.
it both
We
ways.
say both all the time.
Okay.
Mateo calls him Marvin as a joke.
So who all's getting hammered?
Me.
The entire bar.
Well, not Marivin, but everyone but Marivin.
I
Is
probably
Morgan?
wouldn't be drinking.
Mateo's getting extremely hammered. The stress of the first show combined with the stress of
No, I am
Leani.
too.
Nah.
Word.
So half the party is
Mhm.
getting drunk.
Well,
Safe amount.
definite fun evening. Everyone getting given free drinks and having a good time. Eventually, as things dial back, eventually you do have to go and rest. After all, you have another set of shows tomorrow.
Oh God.
Marivin, it's time for your favorite thing.
Oh, god damn it.
Dream time.
Hooray!
love these.
30 minutes of nothing!
30
I need
minutes
you to
of
roll
booze.
1d6.
What?
I need
That's
you to roll
new.
1d6.
Oh no. A new dream god has joined the battle.
Oh, god fucking damn it.
Well, you know where we're going.
No!
Speaking of clown music.
God.
As
Oh, never
you
mind.
go to sleep, you would find yourself in a different region than you're used to in this particular realm. Unlike the typical shadow plane, you'd actually find yourself standing on what appears to be a burnt down town. The only thing left are embers on the ground. Just across the way, you can see there is so much ash that a river running by it has turned completely black. And picking his way through the ashes is Phobos.
What do the houses look like architecturally?
You can't see them. They are burned. There's nothing
Oh,
left.
all the way.
You can see like tiny like stone supports and like the occasional log. And that's like the extent that you can still see.
This place seems familiar at all?
No,
Okay.
not particularly. It's very plains-esque on one direction. You can see some very, very dense woods, probably what you could recognize as old wood. And on another direction, you can see what appears to be a what looks like corrupted plains. They're black, not burnt, just dark.
Yep.
Phobos would stop picking through for a moment and say, "So, came here, huh?"
Not my choice.
You're starting to go places you're uninvited.
Again, you're the one that brought me here.
Not this time. Guess you're finally starting to learn to walk. You'll get better at it.
Hmm.
Do you know where this is?
Can't say I do.
Look around. Tell me what you can see.
Oh, wait a minute. Ember Creek.
Very good. You're learning.
Hmm.
What do you know about Ember Creek?
Burnt down. Eventually started to rebuild. Currently being attacked by a lot of undead.
All true. But clearly this isn't rebuilt. So what else does that tell you?
Either someone burnt it down again, or we're not in the present.
Very good. Do you know why I'm showing you all of this?
With you, I know nothing.
I do rather keep it that way. But today, it's actually to give you a gift. Consider this a welcome to the family. Since my brother has decided to give you a seat, seems only fitting that we'll be dealing with each other for a while. With that being said, I can't promise you'll find it pleasant, but I do have a small amount of insight for you. Consider it my way of compensating.
And that is?
This town was burnt down about 103 years ago, right about. And I think you'll be very interested to know how it happened.
I can venture a guess.
Can you?
Well, I've seen some prophecies.
Oh, yeah?
Well, more tellings of old time. Wouldn't happen to be the Druids, would it?
It would. This was actually the first place they burned down under their new leadership. I wanted to show you this because, believe it or not, you actually helped me recently.
I'll have to atone.
Well, if you continue down the path you're going, you'll be helping me quite a bit.
How did I help you?
Easy. There's been a group of people who haven't been scared enough recently. He would start to grin a bit. Consider this a win-win for me. I give you this information, I tell you what happened here, you investigate it further, you find out who's responsible, and either they kill you, and I don't have to deal with you, or you kill them, and you strike more fear to their allies. That is what you do, right, Mr. Guardsman? Avenge innocents that are killed? It's kind of your thing, right?
I try.
Well, this city was burned down by 3 people. 2 of whom are dead. One of whom you killed.
And the third?
You and your friend. The third, I'd like to give you a glimpse of. He would shift his positioning a little bit, and you would see that the stars and moon begin to move the wrong way. Very, very quickly, as if rewinding time, see the city begin to slowly be rebuilt. The people running backwards, the flames dying down, until you see a rather small coastal town. A lumber mill, very basic architecture, looks like it was just recently built. They're trading boats in a small harbor along the river, prepared to be sent down the river. People seem to be pretty content. And then it would start to rain. And it would rain harder and harder until every single inch of the place was beginning to flood. People would begin going up on the roof to get away from the storm. And you would notice that it's getting hotter and hotter as well. The temperature raising until it's almost too hot to stand. And after a while of hiding on their roofs in sweltering heat, the rain would stop rather suddenly, and you would see a light on the horizon. Before what appears to be some form of comet or meteor would scatter in the sky above the town and rain down, igniting every square inch of the town, with the people still standing on the roofs. I'm going to fade to black there, because any more description I feel is unnecessary. After all of that, you would wake up in your bed.
I thought we were all in caught.
Hmm?
Nothing, sir.
Congratulations, Marivin. You've been given a history lesson.
Hooray!
And with that,
Sorry,
too of
hold
the
on.
carnival.
I forgot the gnome man's name.
Harold?
Harold, thank you. Oh my god, I was going insane. That's how it was. I hated Harold. Anyway.
Day 2. Now, we already know what the circus is going to be. I'm not going to go back through the whole thing, but Matteo, can I get another money check for you, please? Qualities remaining. Matteo. Okay.
Sorry, I was muted.
No, you're good. I didn't know if you heard me or not. Everybody, make an additional 54 GP for day 2.
Goddamn.
Having gone through another day of busy schedule and amazing performances, things would begin to quiet down on the festival front, because the next day is the solstice. You would be informed, Matteo, that on the final evening, the circuses and things are to be shut down for the solstice's event itself. The actual solstice, they do not plan to have much partying, as it's supposed to be a rather somber affair. Most of the people would take the day off. It seems to be much quieter. People making good foods, barbecues, things like that, as if just enjoying the social. But unlike the rather rampant partying, most people seem relatively calm. Towards the end of the evening, there would be a town hall call. And most of the visitors and all of the citizens would line up in the rather large town square. I assume you're all going as well.
Sure.
As you go out, you would see Edward Dewey standing up on stage, the old man who greeted you on your first day. He would step up and he would give a speech on the history of the town. He would talk about its founding, how before they were ever here, the Dewey family lived in Ember Creek, a small town just north that was very peaceful. But the town came under siege, and they had to flee. So the Dewey family, as well as a few other groups that came with them, brought many of their own children, a rather large family, and everyone attached by marriage, and many of the orphans and children south of that town, and began to build here, and build Honeymead. Though they didn't call it that at the time, it was just their camp. And after a while being here, they needed something to eat. And how they found their guardian in the woods, in the old woods. They came here around the winter solstice and held a meeting on the winter solstice many, many years ago. And at said meeting, they had made a deal that they were going to be respectful of the woods, and that the woods would be respectful of them. And since then, every year, they have had this festival to celebrate that, and to see nature at its best, when it's calm, temperate, and they have this wonderful night sky above. And while they're here, they just want to recognize the brave men and women who keep them going every day. And on stage would come several people you have yet to meet. But you see most of them were in white and yellow, like dandelion yellow robes. And while the robes are very ceremonial, you see that they're very, not form-fitting, but they're close. They're very clearly meant to be worn during active things. You could see people fighting in this. But as they step on stage, their names would be given out, and you would notice that each of them has a honeycomb-shaped badge on their chest, identical to those on the hive, the tower that you can see. As they go along, each of them would take a bow before moving on, as if simply being recognized for their work. There are only about a dozen of them before the man takes the stage again. And he said, "This evening, we will be having a guest of honor. Like every year, our guardian is going to be coming to celebrate the evening with us in the town square. All citizens of the town come and pay their respects, and any visitors who would like to are welcome to attend." And with that, he would step down and they would light massive bonfires to begin the cooking. You would see many of the townsfolk are very excited at the beginning of these festivities. Many of the out-of-towners don't stay. Many of them begin to kind of drift back towards their own campsites as if this was more of a mandatory than it was a wish. But what about the rest of you?
We're staying, right?
Yeah.
Free food.
Well, you you stay. Throughout the time, you see a lot of the townsfolk helping out, and they would even kind of pull you guys into some basic duties. You know, hey, come rotate this for a bit. You know, rotate the pork on the spit, and things like that. You would notice
Rotate
that
the pork.
a lot of their cooking is involving honey. It seems like theirs is a very sweet and smoky diet, so to speak. But they also have many various vegetables and fruits and things on display. No good berries before it's asked. They seem to be having a feast in accordance with the tradition. And close to midnight, you would actually hear some very, very faint bells coming over the rooftops. And you would see many of the citizens beginning to look to the road as if waiting for someone. And after a few minutes, you would in fact see a figure coming up the road. Very, very dark robes. The robes are covered in various small ropes and strings and things as if holding it all together. And the figure would make his way to the downtown town hall before actually giving a hug to Mr. Edward Dewing. But after a moment, when you see his hood is revealed, you would all recognize the figure as one Bramble.
Son of a bitch. I
don't know who
fucking
that
called
is.
it.
Who did they announce this guy as again? Just to...
Their guardian was the title they gave him.
All right.
You're not sure if he's spotted you yet, but he's making no signs.
I am so sorry. I have forgotten. Who is Bramble?
He's the one who had the ballistas with Teddy.
He's the guy that pulled the trigger.
Oh, he's the one that killed Teddy, huh? Aha. Understood.
Now, I am going to remind you all of an ability that you have, because this is a example of a time you could use it. You are all allowed to make knowledge checks about the Druids, as if you had Teddy's memories. Now, you may not always get what you're wanting, but you are allowed to make those knowledge checks, just as this is the first time since then, and it's been a month since we've played. The only one without that ability is Milo, and I'm sorry. But if you would like to make any checks about this or anything after this point, simply say so. Once he steps on stage, though, you can see that people are waiting, as if waiting for him to speak.
He doesn't notice us? Like, he hasn't...
You don't
like,
know if he notices you. You know he's perceptive, but you don't know if he's noticed you.
He probably knows we're here, but
Can
He
I use
hasn't-
perception, like to look, like to see if there's any traps, like around or nearby of the same nature, like as the last ones that we encountered?
Yeah, I'd say you can give me a perception check. Go ahead. Blind.
I also want to do something. I want to use the stalker's mask to disguise myself as someone near the back of the line, like back of the crowd, and then walk towards the front of it, so I can get like a closer view of him.
All right, Midas. While you are certain, based on your knowledge of him, that there are some, you have no idea where they might be.
And I can't use perception to like look at him and see like the strings that are connected that he typically has like connected.
You don't see any strings on him,
Okay.
or at
Alright.
least none that are attached to anything other than him. Now I'm sorry, I need a refresher. I need to go look at your stalker's mask really quick.
I'm rereading it as well.
I think Matteo probably knows, based on him being perceptive, that he probably already knows we're here. He hasn't done anything, so out of what little cordiality he has, he's gonna not do anything either.
Yeah, I'm not making any sort of move as well.
Okay.
Be cordial so we
I
don't
need
die.
you, Moravaint, if you're going to do that, to make a disguise check.
Okay. With a +10, right?
Yeah. Blind.
Yep. Additional bonuses. +10. Blind.
All right. Okay. As you approach the stand, he would begin to stand up and speak. Let's say, citizens of Honeymead. I thank you all for upholding your vows for the year. And I hope that we can continue to function in this way. I want to thank the Hive for handling their duties so selflessly. And I want to thank all of the entertainers for bringing so much life to this festival. As he said that, you would see him lock eyes with you, Matteo.
Matteo will give a courteous nod. Just acknowledge.
He would clear his throat and say, I plan to stay for the evening. I plan to do my best to be good company. And I hope that next year we can have just as wonderful a festival. And after some restrained claps, he would begin to step down. Moravaint, he would walk by you. There would be no question in your mind with the way he's looking at you. He knows you're there.
I'm gonna smile behind the mask, but obviously let him walk past.
He walks past. Matteo, he would walk closer to you before stopping, still in the middle of the crowd, and speaking calmly, saying, if we're going to have a problem, I'd like to take it outside.
I'm not going to be the one to do it.
I don't plan to.
You have showed us the courtesy of not trying to kill us on the spot. I'm willing to do the same.
For what it's worth, whatever crimes you may accuse me, were not my call to. Teddy knew what his choices meant. I had no choice in them.
Well,
I know. I understand. Believe me, I do.
You should be careful around here. You're very close to the other's territory, and you did just drop Harold.
Okay, but you can't tell me you didn't want to at least a couple times.
Yeah. Regardless of my feelings about the sniveling gnome, he was a member of the family. Even Quake's resolve has been shaken slightly. If they knew I was standing, they would expect to bring. But I haven't been able to do so.
You cut out a little bit. I didn't get a lot of
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Yeah,
He said,
you're choppy.
he said that, regardless of his feelings, even Quake's resolve has shaken slightly after what you did to Harold. If they knew that I was talking to you, they would expect me to bring you in. But I have not been given that order. So today, for now, I have no obligations.
And for that, you have my respect. A few months ago, probably would have smacked myself upside the head for saying that. But this town would suffer a lot more from us settling our differences, so to speak.
If you killed me now, this town would cease to exist.
Yeah, I got that implication.
You should know that if you intend to smooth things over with the circle, you coming to the woods might actually help. If you intend to hunt the circle, you should know that they're watching you very closely, as am I.
I can tell.
So, should I be expecting a meeting in the woods?
They might want to. And I'll be there if they do.
I won't lie to you. I have my own insurance plan. But if you want to speak more openly this evening, I'll be in the woods on the edge of town. And as long as you come peacefully, I have no reason to try to kill you.
Want me to bring you a drink?
I have my own. But bringing some might be a good idea.
Yeah. Some of the others are still a little touchy on the subject. Not that I'm not, but shit's complicated. And trust me, I've dealt with complicated before.
He nods slightly before gesturing back to Moravaint in the mask over there. He says, by the way, tell your friend that that mask isn't going to fool anybody in our circle. It
I
might
think you
do
got
well.
the idea.
I wasn't referring to just me.
No,
He
we
would,
wouldn't be so lucky.
He would reach out and pat your shoulder, and whenever his hand does leave his cloak, you see that just like before, he has that gauntlet wired. You don't know what it's attached to, but whatever it is, it's prime.
You know, if we ever do end things cordially, you gotta teach me how you do that. Could think of a lot of uses for that for the show.
You know what? You smooth things over enough with the circle, get rid of these issues, I might just do that.
Go enjoy the party. I'll corral my friends.
I'll be in the woods. He would start walking off.
As soon as he's out of earshot, Matteo just goes, "Oh fuck!"
You did great.
He's just breathing heavily. He's gonna collect everyone.
We're going to the tent for this one.
Yeah, I'm going to arrange everyone in a more private area of the tent. So we all saw that. We all know.
Yep.
I talked with him for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should talk to him at first. Now I know that's rich coming from Mr. Bologna Slice over here, but things have gotten a little more complicated. Harold was on the opposite side of a war. That was easy. Bramble's the reason this town exists. And trust me, he's more directly involved with a few months ago than anyone else. But the way they're talking about this, there's something bigger at the root of all this.
I hate to say it. I think we might need to grab some devilish advocates of yours and make a deal.
Well, Marivin would have shared with us his dream, like with Phobos and everything, right?
Oh, I was getting to that.
I was about to say, like, if he had, then
Let me
The
just
fact-
make sure.
Wait,
When,
you go ahead.
When was Honeymead founded?
Just after the burning of Ember Creek, like within a year.
Great. Yeah. If I may, while he is the reason for this town existing, the circle is also the reason Ember Creek burned.
We're gonna need to get a little more insight onto what, I guess, both the city and what he finds why they exist. What does he do?
Was he one of the druids?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be so honest. I had no idea what the fuck was going on throughout all
he's
of
like part of the druids, like, but he
Um,
also killed.
It's
the
been a
druids.
long time. It's been a long time. It's probably best to actually give a refresher on Bramble.
Mhm.
And I feel like by this point they would have informed Milo or are going to inform Milo.
Word. For that whole thing, Milo was just kind of trying to blend in with the crowd since he didn't really know what was going on.
History. I believe all of this is common knowledge. If I accidentally slip more in, then in that case, congratulations, you have more memories from Teddy. Pretty sure all of this is what we know, though. Bramble was actually Teddy's apprentice for a while. Bramble was as close to Teddy as family can be. They were extremely close, as he has said multiple times. In recent years, after Teddy retiring, Bramble has still been a member of the Druid. However, Bramble was the one the Druid sent to tell Teddy he had to come back to his post. After Teddy refused, Bramble had warned him that refusing meant they would have to fight, which Teddy accepted, and Teddy was summarily executed on the spot. It is worth remembering Teddy did not fight that. It just kind of was allowed to happen. But that's what I'm doing. Heard. Okay. All right. Just to be clear, is that an actual important urgent one, like at the
Yes,
time?
that is an urgent one.
Okay, just making sure. All right. In that case, I think that's about the covering of Brandel. Are you all planning on going to that meeting?
I
I'm
go
not
where the
gonna
war
let
party
Mateo
goes.
go alone. And
I
I'm very like my feelings are very mixed on the subject for sure. Like I really hate. I mean, after Teddy's death, I really hate the guy, but also like if we've been told about Marivin's dreams and the fact that Phobos is on board with us killing all the fucking druids, I'm not a fan of that either. I don't like that either. So
Bad vibes all around.
I'm gonna hear him out.
Mateo
I
definitely wants to hear him out. If anything, more than to get closure on the whole situation.
I mean, the fact at this point is that we've also killed a druid just like he has too. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, but it was
for different
Harold.
reasons.
Harold was
And
on the
also-
opposite side of the war. So
I'm about to
he
say-
was, in one case or another, both a vendetta against the druids and a necessary evil.
The argument that
For
could
us
be
to make
made, we would have killed Harold regardless if Teddy was dead or not.
I wouldn't have, like, personally.
I wouldn't have. But I will say, while it is unlikely, if Bramble is doing this as a bit of what's the proper term? Trickery? And he's trying to lead us into death, which I think is unlikely again, but
Right.
if it is, we aren't really in a position to fight him.
Mm-mm.
I'd say meeting him on his terms. Like, none of us, I think, are planning on doing combat because that'd just be absurd.
Maybe we could try to meet at like a neutral spot.
The edge of the woods
Somewhere
is
out
as
of the
neutral as
wood.
we're getting.
I also think it's worth mentioning that Matteo at least doesn't think it's worth condemning this town to kill him. So, like,
But we don't.
if
We
we're
don't know
gonna
the
kill,
terms of that deal.
yeah, he could be lying. Matteo doesn't want to risk it.
But also, we should.
Maybe we should.
If we are going. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you. Go ahead. You.
Okay. If we are going to hinge this off of him protecting the town, I will say he gave a speech and then walked off. Yes, he might guard the town, but this could also be a ceremonial thing. And he air quotes guards.
Again, is that worth the risk that we kill him and then the druids immediately descend and wipe out the town?
Okay, can I have one of two things. Either one, I'd like to make a knowledge roll for Teddy's memories, or
History.
Mercy's memories.
Ooh, interesting. Let's go Teddy's first. History.
Okay.
Let me answer that one easily because that's definitely a possibility.
Okay, so I don't have history.
You may roll it anyway.
Blind GM.
You know nothing about this.
Okay. I assumed that Teddy probably would have very little to do with this, honestly.
I think we just hear him out, like, regardless. That's my vote. Like, I
Wait,
think
wait.
we need more
There's
information.
a second roll, I think.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, regardless of the second roll, we need more information on this.
We need to know more than what we have.
We should talk to the elders or those people wearing white.
Well, they're just gonna suck his dick. Like, I want to hear from his mouth.
Would he not suck his own
And he
dick?
could lie to us. I
Yeah,
think we should probably
I trust
talk to
what he
both.
has to say, though. Like, I don't know. What was someone doing a second roll, right?
He was talking about possibly doing Mercy.
Oh, you're having to figure out how to do that.
I was trying to decide if Mercy would have any information.
Right.
Would the
and I-
Lucents have any information about how Bramble was keeping this place safe?
You know what? You might be able to tell a little bit of it. Yeah, give me a knowledge. Give me knowledge nature. You understand that you'll be penalized if this works per our conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep.
What am I taking?
Take 3 to your wisdom.
3 wisdom damage, right? Or
Damage. Yeah.
drain.
Or it was drain. No, it was drain.
Damn.
It was drain. We agreed. That's what we talked about.
Yeah.
You would see through the Lucent's memories a little bit about the relationship between him and the Hive. From what you can see, their relationship is extremely ceremonial, but you do see that there's also a lot of training involved. You see times where there are selected trainees and sent into the Old Woods. They do not come back unless they are wearing one of those robes with one of those badges. Some never make it back. The ones that do make it back go live in the Hive, and they are the ones who actually prepare the honey. They go in with massive bags that are then taken away by horse from the edge of the woods. Amounts of honey you can't imagine the size of the Hive.
Hmm.
I did not expect a bee religion in this campaign.
That doesn't seem like defending all that much.
Yeah, but like, rituals are weird. Like, magic is weird, especially when it involves divine, occult, or...
Remember how when
Adjacent
we weren't
points.
live, I believe we were talking about the dragon-sized bees?
That's also a possibility that I didn't consider and is terrifying.
That would be fucking hilarious.
I'm just saying, like, some. Oh, were we there for that?
Yeah, we
anyway.
were.
Anyway, very rarely do I hit the nail on the head. I'm kind of hoping that I didn't, but
Okay, first of all, you hit the nail on the head all the fucking time.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I do
The
just
amount
wanna
of
clarify-
times I've been about the amount of times in the previous campaign that I was about to reveal something and you predicted it right before is infuriating.
Sorry.
Well, if we are on a bit of a time frame for this evening's session, I would like to get your answer. You're going to the meeting, correct?
Yep.
I
We'll
say
talk
yes.
out with him.
I vote
We
yes.
should go to the meeting. I will say, if I don't think we should make a decision on what to do with the situation. Just
Agreed.
All right. You all grab the food, head out after a little bit when you see Bramble is gone. And when you arrive, you would see he is currently holding a plate and sitting about 30 feet up in one of the trees. Below him, though, you see that the edge of the forest has grown out slightly beneath his perch. And you can see that the amount of vines and the amount of thorns would make it extremely difficult for you to move through.
Not if I'm thrown at him.
Fastball special. Ew.
Uh,
Here we go.
even in this relatively lightly barbed area, it would be difficult terrain. If you were to pass the trees into the true old woods, you're not certain you could navigate.
Heard.
Look, man, I get it's your thing, but this is ridiculous.
He would take a bite and he says, "Well, I have to know that you're not going to follow me." You have numbers and you've killed one druid.
But to be fair, we had a whole army backing us.
True.
As did they.
Good point. Good point.
To be fair, I'm not entirely certain how you managed to kill Harold. I know he's not the strongest, but honestly, I expected the fucker to get away.
He's a little hot-headed.
That he was.
And I am known for taunting.
So, judging by the fact that you're here and no one's throwing a chaos shard at me, I take it that means we're here to talk then.
For now.
Well, all right then. I don't have many questions for you, but I take it you have plenty for me.
Well, who wants to start?
He starts eating.
I guess it's me. I guess I'll start.
Uh-oh.
uh, First and foremost, I do have to ask. I do have a vendetta against you, but I'm giving you this courtesy. This city sees you as a guardian, and I wish to know why. How? What do you do?
Edward's father founded this town. And when he did, he chopped down trees to do it. He killed bees to get the honey. He stole their homes. He disrupted the local wildlife. He pulled water from the rivers and dumped pollution into it. Can you imagine what the circle said?
Fuck him up!
You could take a guess.
At the time, the leader of the circle was none other than Teddy. He was new to his seat. We had only just taken Ember Creek. It was actually my first operation, Ember Creek. It wasn't something we were proud of. So after Ember Creek, when the same people went to go make a second home and did the same thing they were destroyed for the first time, we had a discussion at the circle about whether destroying the town was really going to actually make a difference or not. Because any survivors would just go somewhere else and make a new town. And they would just destroy nature somewhere else. So instead, we offered a solution. Cooperation. When we talked about cooperating, we made a deal with the original Dewey. And he sent some of his people in to function as... what do you call them? He sent people to be nobles within our territory, essentially. Courtiers. That's the word. With the idea being that they would want to protect their people that were in our territory, and so they would keep their end of the deal. No different than how, when a king sends a courtier, if that king goes to war, the courtier will die. Just like that. It was actually their idea. It was the first time our circle had followed civilized politics. But Teddy thought it was a worthwhile risk. So he accepted the deal, and he went about choosing someone to look over it. Someone was posted, and we've had people maintaining that for many years. I took it over a few years later. Since then, since Edward Dewey was a kid, I've been known as a guardian. I guess I'm more of an envoy. I give the rules to the hive, they follow the rules, they determine when wood can be cut, when honey can be gathered, what can and cannot be put into the river, and it's their responsibility to make sure the people here follow those rules. And in return, the Druid circle leaves them alone. You kill me, they lose their envoy. Circle won't have someone to replace me right now. And, well, I'm sure you can imagine how that might end.
I'm sure you can't answer. What role do you play in your circle?
I protect the woods. That is my role.
Makes sense. Given the whole tree thing you got going on. I guess I'll be the one to ask the question that was on everyone's mind for the past month or so. Why'd you have to kill him? Why couldn't you
Yeah,
just
how does that protect the woods?
exile him or...
I can say
don't know.
some of it, I can't say all of it. Some of it is bound.
Of course it is.
You want more than that, Circle has to agree. Not just me. But what I can tell you is that whether he was an enemy of the Circle or not, his existence hindered it. His existence at the stump made our Circle weak. He broke the rules. He forfeited protection. Whether by intention or by sheer stubbornness, he refused to maintain his post. And until he was removed, our Circle would be weak. We can't have our Circle weak. That he knew the consequences of that. If he didn't accept them, he wouldn't have died. I can assure you it would have taken a lot more than that to kill him if he had actually resisted. I guess you could say that was his way of falling on his sword. Do you find that answer satisfactory?
While I find the answer satisfactory, I'm not exactly satisfied with the answer, if that makes sense.
You're
I'm
here.
not a fan of it.
I just hate how familiar it sounds.
Me as well.
Alright. I do have to go, like, now.
Fair.
Me too.
Heard.
But it was an awesome session.
You guys are drifting away from that conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
I promise this
We-
will last less than 48 seconds. The after the conversation is done, as things begin to settle down, you would see that the area underneath his tree would begin to wither away. Though very quickly, you would all be able to notice that what withered away was not magic. Every single one of those brambles is attached to an alchemical pouch.
Bro's a fraud.
He's an artifact.
Guess we should have expected
Worse, he's a nerd.
The first time you see his magic, and it's not even magic.
What a fucking coward.
Alright. Had a lot of fun. Thank you guys.
Yep.
Have a good night.
We wanted to know.
Have a good night.
I will want to talk to Bramble more eventually, because I have a lot more than I could cram into 15 minutes.
It's like I truly believe like he did, I guess like the right thing. I still want him dead. I want him dead.
I don't think he did the right thing.
I don't know. Like I mean,
He did
what
what he was
thinks
bound
is
to
the
do.
right thing. I would say.
I'm about to say, at the end of the day, he didn't have a choice, and that's kind of what sucks
Yeah.
about it. Because then he would have died too.
I mean, he can make the same.
I feel we all.
I don't know. We don't know all the facts.
Either
He
way,
did what he
I
had to
really
do.
go. I'll talk to you guys later.
There we go.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, he's got to go pick up his friend from work. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we're still alive.
Oh, we should probably shut that down.
No one said
Yeah.
bye.
Goodbye.
bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.